smart Liam.
Yeah, he did sound like... I did think for a second he was Liam, to be honest. He does sound like Liam. But is he gone? I can't see. I'm trying to figure out the two. You're still here? Yeah, man. All right, we can go past that. It doesn't matter. All right, let's say they all voted for it. That's fine.
The other people, smart people discuss ideas, all right? And
okay.
Being crass, that's not a substitute for being smart.
Oh, I like how you're trying to quote Andrew Wilson. That was cute how you tried to quote him.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know the guy that you just quote? That smart people talk about ideas? Yeah, you quoted him. That's the thing that he's...
Oh, so two people can't come to the same idea? You know,
no, you tried quoting him. Anyways, get to your point. Get to your point.
And okay, if I did quote Andrew Wilson, you're a read. I'm not going to say the word, but you really
you basically just said it. You were 3/4 of the way to saying it, bro. 3/4 of the way to saying it.
Charles, you're a baby. You're a baby.
You are, though. You don't need to have a show, Doug.
No, but you're a baby.
All right.
I'll tell you what, Charles. You go start your own and we'll see how many people watch you.
Oh, okay. Shut up, Erica.
No.
God, he acts like a
Shan't.
Like a complete child. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this before.
But here's what it is. I think it's depressing that we have Trump. In my heart, I know he's a crook, okay? And not in my heart. There's evidence in New York. I used to live in New York City, but you guys, we have to come together and realize that we can't do the sneaking around for 20 years in our country and then because I didn't vote for that. We didn't vote for that. If I go and I buy a house cash in this neighborhood and all of a sudden these Indians, I don't have a problem with Indians. I'm just using a different example than Mexicans. They start moving in, and you're like, well, how did you get in here? Well, I'm the son and daughter of these illegals that have been hiding out. Well, I didn't vote for that. And it's not necessarily
I don't know what the fuck your point is, bro.
Racist, I didn't vote for it. If I'm a racist,
I don't think anybody knows what your point is.
Actually, I'm talking to the audience, and your audience is probably just as brain dead as you. So this is a point. I'm out of here. I actually am going to go. Y'all
yeah, whatever you need.
Afternoon or whatever. Have a good one.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Sir, this is not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure.
Yeah, I don't. That was just odd. The whole thing was incredibly odd to me. I don't know what was going on there. That was just completely uncalled for. But all right, let's get to the next one. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. We're looking for ops.
What's up, my friend? How you doing, brother?
Hey, Hub. I just need to know your age before we move forward. How old are you?
44 male. 44 male, I said.
All right, what's up? What's going on?
Not much. They come in with no facts, and they're supporting this guy. I don't know what to say anymore. But I think MAGA is declining the support.
It seems so. It seems so from the people that I've spoken to. Yeah.
That's good. That's kind of a question for you too, you know. But I've been seeing less and less people really support, especially after the video of the Obamas. People started to started seeing the truth, you know, of who he really is.
Yeah.
Doug, do you have that mic on a stand?
Yeah,
something's really
Matt
loud.
said, how about now? I don't know if I like it. I'm not sure I like it because it's too bulky and it probably sounds too loud, right?
No, it doesn't sound too loud, but you need to have it pointed at your actual mouth.
Well, it is. I mean, I'm right on it there, you know.
And what's funny is they always blame like the minorities and I don't get it. Always the minorities' fault, or I mean, what happened to humanity? You know what I mean? We're America.
I hear you.
They don't have any, and they think that empathy.
Let me bring in some opposition.
Empathy is a weakness.
Yeah, I am looking for opposition though, man. Let me see if I can get.
Brother.
No, you're good. You're good. I appreciate everything that you said.
Continue the good work. Speak the truth.
Thank you.
You know the cowards don't speak truth. Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, man. Take care. Thank you. All right, guys. Again, we're looking for opposition. Yeah, this thing's too bulky. I don't know if I like it. I'll have to talk to Matt anyways about it because he's the one who sent it to me. Guest, how you doing? Guest, how you doing?
Hear me?
I do hear you. Guys, my sound is about to get better in 1 moment.
Sorry.
So what's up, man? What's up?
I'm sitting next to traffic. I am not in driving. Well, I have a question with your prompt. I wouldn't say MAGA is destroying America.
Why not? Hey guys, how do I sound now? Does it sound much better?
MAGA.
The same.
Well.
Because I would say that MAGA was pretty much created in response to the perpetual victimhood, the spreading of the modern feminist movement,
What is...
and the spreading of, I would say, racism and reverse racism.
What's reverse racism? I never heard of that before.
Reverse racism is pretty much like white people hating on white people for being white.
I've never seen that.
Well, that's not racism. That's not
happen.
racism. That doesn't constitute
it's called
it.
Reverse racism.
Well, but
I've
if
never
that
seen that happen.
but even if that were to be true, that's not racism. Therefore, it can't be reverse racism, right? Like a white person hit on a white person.
It was racism.
I know, but you can't even use the word racism. All I'm trying to say is that like white people can't be racist towards white people. Like you can discriminate, sure, but it wouldn't be racism.
But white people can very much discriminate against white people.
Right, but it wouldn't be racism. Is all I'm trying to say. It wouldn't fall under the definition of racism.
It also wouldn't be reverse racism.
Correct.
It'd just be
that's
not
what
liking.
It was called.
No.
I mean, I could look it up.
Okay, cool. Look it up, but it's just people objecting to other people's opinion. Someone said Uno card racism.
That's funny. Guys, we're looking for opposition. If you voted for Trump, if you disagree with the background, hit the request button there at the bottom. You know what's really weird? There has been like a couple random people on social media. I want to bring this up because somebody brought it up in the tube comments.
Pretty much prejudice and all that as well.
All right, your background noise is too loud. Goodbye. Nobody ever in person, ever in my entire life, has told me that I have a lisp, but I've had like 1 or 2 people here tell me that I do. So I find that to be interesting that it's never been told to me in person.
You don't have a lisp. Microphones pick people up slightly differently to real life.
Yeah, I was going to say, never. If I had one in real life, believe me, I would have been made fun of it. I made fun of for it at one point, but it's never happened. So
I was gonna say, for example, in real life, I'm actually French, but on the internet, I sound English. It's crazy.
That's actually pretty funny. I can see why you're a comedian.
I'm very quick, Douglas.
No, that was very funny. That was incredibly funny. Yeah. All right, guys. If you guys all can sub to me on the tube, that would be terrific. Okay. To be fair, you never got bullied for it, but what I'm saying is somebody at some point in your life must have mentioned it to you. What I'm saying is it's a good rule of thumb that if you get made fun of something on the for something on the internet, but you've never ever been made fun of it in person, or nobody's ever mentioned it to you in person, it's fair to say that they're just making it up to make you feel bad on the internet. That's my entire point. So take from that what you will, guys.
Nobody in real life, for example, has ever thought that I was a lesbian or transgender, and yet both things have been said about me online. So,
well, exactly. Like, that's why I'm saying it's like it's a made up thing.
Oh, did I tell you, Doug? This is the funny right at my dad's funeral. My dad's doctor. My dad's like my dad has a different doctor to me and like my mum, but his like general practitioner, his normal everyday kind of doctor, gave a speech at his funeral. Mm-hmm. And he said, we were all peeing ourselves because he said, Bob and his 2 lovely daughters. And I looked at my brother and went, oh, Something you want to tell me, Nick? My dad doesn't have two daughters. He has me
Yeah.
and my brother. So at the
Yeah.
funeral, at the after party, I did a little speech in which I referenced, and me and my brother were laughing, and I was next to my mum, and she kept elbowing me in the ribs, like, "Stop laughing at the doctor." Like, but my brother was laughing too. It was
Yeah,
there's something like that always happens at funerals where somebody fucks up and then you end up giggling.
yeah. No, I mean, it's good. You gotta be able to laugh at those things just to ease the tension, you know.
Well, my dad would have laughed. My dad
Right,
would have
yeah,
thought that
yeah.
was funny. So.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you can make jokes knowing that he would have laughed at it, right? Like, I do the same with my brother. I'll make pretty morbid jokes about him not being here anymore, and I know he would laugh about it. So, you know, that's why I make it.
Yeah, my dad had an excellent sense of humor, so it made me happy that we were able to, you know, kind of have a little giggle.
Yeah, that's good. Good stuff. People, if you have a second device on TikTok, if you can please watch me on the tube, that would be great. And if you guys can like the live stream over there, and if you are watching over there, do the same thing, sub to me, all that fun stuff. I would greatly appreciate it. Trying to grow it, so anything that you do to interact with it does help.
Edward, your syntax is disgraceful. You sure
What do you
did
say?
figure out how to
What do you
pay
say?
for. He said you sure did figure out how to pay for over 1,000 phone, but seemed to have a hard time getting ID. That's disgraceful.
Dude, Erica, it seems like they don't understand what's in that bill. Like, because I've been reading comments on it, and it just doesn't seem like they have a good understanding of it. Like, they seem to think that there's going to be no issues with women voting. They don't understand the paperwork that they would need to be able to vote if their name is changed, last name is changed. I don't know if you've noticed that.
No, I know it's and they also don't seem to understand that that many states do not offer a free ID to people either, and that then constitutes a poll tax, which is illegal.
Well, I see, but none of that matters anymore. If you break if you violate the Constitution, it's just a slap on. It's not even a slap on the wrist, really.
Well, that guy yesterday was just wild. Like, I don't care. Right, if it's holding us back, we should just not bother with the Constitution.
Yeah. No,
like, what?
100% said that. Yeah, people on the tube. She's not from France. She was joking.
I'd like to introduce everyone to a concept called jokes. It's where you say something, but the ending is unexpected, and that results in humor. Okay.
She said how. Well, first of all, they didn't even use correct like syntax or grammar or whatever. How you from France going to tell us that LMAO? What's up, guest? How you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
All right.
Eric, are you saying we should baba?
I just need to know your age. I just
with,
need to know your age. You just got to give me your age, and then we can talk.
27.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Am I saying what? Sorry.
Baba.
What are you saying? Sorry, I don't understand you.
Neither do I.
Okay. I feel like
that's usually how it works when you get a whole country that speaks with a speech impediment, right, Erica?
Sorry, are you telling the country that invented the language that you're speaking that we say it incorrectly?
I would say inbreeding, I guess, brought it to that point, right?
Show me the inbreeding in my family. Go ahead. I'll wait.
I don't know. I don't know
What
your family tree.
So what did you say?
The inbreeding. You guys are importing
I'll tell you what,
a
Ben.
whole bunch
I'll
of
tell you
inbreds.
what, Ben. Don't say it. Don't say it. And if we are inbreds, then isn't it good that we're getting a slew of migrants coming in?
Some more inbreds from the Middle East.
Just to thin out the gene pool a bit.
Some more inbreds from the Middle East, ma'am.
Why are you pretending to be Australian? It's weird.
You're right. I can't fuck up English as bad as what you do.
We have a rule in this life
Okay.
that the moment an opposition guest mocks her accent, that's an automatic L.
Oof.
Yeah, so there you go.
Oof.
But again, I find it weird that you live in a country that chose that they actually had a vote.
Yeah, we
between
don't
English
want our
and-
country invaded
I'm
by
sorry.
rubber boats.
I'm sorry.
Did you say
but you
rubber
actually
boats?
had a vote. Yeah, rubber boats. Yeah, you actually had a vote
That's
between
adventure.
English and German, and you chose English. And now you're insulting the people that gave the language to you. Why don't you just speak Spanish instead if English is so terrible?
Why would I speak Spanish? Just curious.
Well, why are you speaking? In fact, why are you culturally appropriating my language? Speak your own. Make
Your
up your
language?
own. You're not welcome to mine.
Gotcha. I was just curious.
Because I'm an English person from England, you see.
Yeah.
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 I mean, I was well aware of that.
Oh. Well, weird that you would say that I'm the one that's speaking the language incorrectly then, isn't it?
Oh, so we should all talk like this.
I don't talk like that.
Guys,
I
20,000
understand
likes,
that
new guest. 20,000 likes, new guest.
I
So,
understand that you're really struggling with trying to mock my accent. You go
What?
ahead. You're making a fool of yourself. No, you carry on. I'm enjoying it. It's funny.
Yeah, I think it's pretty funny, honestly.
do you want to? Can we like talk about anything like about the administration, or are you just gonna just mock her the entire time?
Sure. I mean, I think. Do you like what Thomas Massey's doing?
I think he's one of the only few brave Republicans that are willing to speak out against Trump, because it's an unsaid rule that you're not allowed to speak out against him. And while I
Absolutely.
disagree with his views, I praise him. I don't know if praise is the right word. I applaud him for being able to speak out.
Yeah, he's kind of a dog, honestly.
Okay. Well, I do want to say something to you. I do want to say something real quickly. The chat dislikes you so much that they paid to kick you.
That's what happens when you come up and you are rude to me immediately. Yeah. That's just what happens, just so you know.
So with that being said, let me go ahead and read that one's comment. Tammy, thank you for the 28 on the blue out with the V. All it says is bye. So I would agree with that. Bye. Ooh, I got rid of the wrong one.
I have to say, being indigenous to England, first of all, I have no clue who is indigenous to England, because this country has been invaded so many times by so many different people. But the English language, as we speak it now, has only really been developed since, like the 1600s. So we haven't been invaded in that period of time. So yeah, the correct, Gracie, you are very protective of me. But yeah, it's it's not just Germanic language, and it's German, French, Latin, Greek, English has, but also the Scandinavian languages have had an influence on English. So,
hey DJ, you're back in the tube comment section. Good to see you back. The grift is strong with us, apparently. I like that. It's really
DJ.
nice that I have DJs. I really like it that I have a few YouTube trolls that are third timers.
DJ is clearly a fan.
Oh yeah, he was here yesterday.
DJ.
He's been here a couple days. Yeah.
People who hate watch are my favorites.
Yeah, no, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Really. And also, just to let you guys know, the definition of grift is to engage in petty or small-scale swindling, right? So, like, me telling people you don't have to send anything to any of the pay links, that would, like, automatically dismiss it being a grift. Because I tell people you don't need to send anything. It's not necessary. They do it on their own free will. I don't try to sell any supplement or any product or anything, really. So I don't see how that's a grift, but okay.
However, I'd like to draw your attention to Donald Trump selling Bibles.
I
Just
mean, like,
drawing
yeah,
your attention.
it's wild that they call us grifters, but like the guy they voted for sells Bibles and hats and crypto and all of these things, but that's not a grift.
I'd like to let you all know the Doug and Erica meme coin will be coming out next week, which you can invest in.
You guys all get first dibs, by the way, before we tank it. Kathy, hello. I don't think you meant to request. It sounds like you're tapping. Kathy? Yeah, I don't think you meant to. Floor poll, I meant to say. Floor poll. Yeah, so you guys can all invest. You guys can all invest on day one, and then we'll do the floor poll about a month later. The late and great Charlie Kirk, hello.
Charlie Kirk was going to be the next president.
And I used the word great, and I used the word great loosely. So what's up? How old are you?
That's why they took him out, man. CK was going to be the next president of the United States. And he got hundreds of thousands of votes for DJT.
Yeah.
Is that the reason that JD Vance is trying to? Is JD Vance trying to slip into his spot as well as his wife? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, because this is the world of the demons. You guys are demons. He's surrounded by demons. Anybody who wants to make America great or purify this country and bring it back to what it should be, you know, a safe society, peaceful, you know, cost of living, affordable, conducive to reproduction, you know, controlled immigration.
You sound like you should go to a doctor. You don't sound well. Are you okay?
Y'all want open borders, so
we do. I don't know anyone that wants open borders.
I just asked you a question. Are you okay? You sound like you should go to a doctor. You've got a weird little tickly cough.
No, I'm not okay. You're a bunch of traitors. You're a bunch of demons. Okay. And you ruin this country. You sit up here all day long. And you manufacture dissent and division and destruction of America.
Yeah, for sure. It's all good stuff. Who's they? You said that's why they took him out, CK. Who's they?
People like you.
There's that beautiful cough.
Doug.
People like me. Like I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
Can you
where
elaborate?
are you from? Where were your parents born, Doug?
Are you accusing me of being an This is the first time in my life that I've been accused of possibly being an immigrant.
Where are you from, Doug?
My dad is from Brooklyn and my mom is from Brooklyn. Last time I checked, Brooklyn is in the United States. Their parents also from the United States.
They got quite a big population of a certain somebody over in Brooklyn, don't they? People who dig tunnels, who are going through sewers.
So you didn't answer my question. Who is they that took out Charlie Kirk? I just want to know who they are.
Well, who got a standing ovation for 7 minutes the last time they went into Congress Hall?
Bro, just answer the fucking question. Guys, 30,000 likes, new guests, all right? Or there's 2 other ways you can get to new guests. I just want to know, who's they? Who's they?
It sounds like he's saying the Jewish people, Doug.
Well,
yeah, because
we us Jews are very, very shifty, so maybe that's a possibility. We are a very shifty bunch. But I don't think that happened. I think we had better things to do.
Yeah, by the way, Mystic, it's actually called a standing ovation.
What did he say?
Standing ovation. I think he said a standing demotion, which that's not
for
a thing.
7 minutes straight.
It's called a standing ovation, Mystic.
Yeah,
ovation.
Something shifty's going on.
Oh, you just stole my
Charlie
word.
knew that APEC was trying to flood this country with every Western country with immigrants or invaders.
Okay.
So they can, so the JEWs can try and remain supreme or get their supremacy somehow. The goy slop, man.
Oh,
they want the world to be goy.
there it is. Hey,
Can I just
before
point?
yeah, well, yeah, go ahead.
Can I just point out, Douglas? So there's a British comedian. His name is Jack Whitehall. He and he did this thing. It's going quite viral on TikTok right now, like a viral sound where he said, America just does it bigger and it does it better than the rest of the world. Like, we have stupid people in the UK, but ours are standing in parks shouting at clouds. You made yours the president. And obviously this guy above me.
Yeah.
You know?
Tammy,
Yeah,
thank
those
you.
fake manufactured clouds, they're called chemtrails.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Tammy, thank you for the 20 on the Blue Out with a V. It says, where are his parents from? And he can F all the way off. We're not doing the chemtrail thing. That's weird. But I do want to know where your parents are from. So do tell us that, because that's important. Where are your parents from?
Yeah, let's see. Eastern
Yeah, I don't
Europe.
give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. You just got paid to leave, so you are hated that much. Well, guys, we do have another guest we're going to get to in just a minute. Before we do so, click that red follow button on the top left if you're watching on the tube to give me a follow. Or no, if you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching on the tube, I don't know where the subscribe button is. Just find it and click it. And make sure you guys sub and follow in both directions. You know, yeah. Send in all of your heart me's too, if you guys can. And keep tapping, guys. Keep tapping. The likes have been a little low lately. If you guys can tap, I know doing that gets a little annoying. I get it, but just if y'all could tap away, I would appreciate it personally.
Has DJ subscribed yet? Because he seems to keep finding you, so it sounds like he
might be.
DJ
on the tube. Let me look at your last comment. I don't know. I can't find his last comment. Make sure you sub to me, man. I mean, you seem to hate me a lot, so YouTube is in the upper right part of the screen. Upper right is the sub button. But if you're just finding me on the tube and you don't know me from TikTok, hello, welcome. The guest just went away, unfortunately, on TikTok. We had a guest that was going to be entertaining. King E, as you guys know. You know King E, right, Erica?
I do.
Yeah.
Put a cork in it in the comments.
Wait,
to follow
never mind.
his
He's
own
back.
screen name. Oh, hi, King.
King, just before we speak, you just got to give us your age, please.
Yeah, I'm 28 years old.
All right, cool. What's up?
Yeah, I do have a question for Erica. Erica, are you in the UK by chance?
I sure am, yeah.
Okay. What do you, I know you're affiliated with the American politics.
I'm not really affiliated. I'm interested, but I'm not really affiliated.
Interested. Are you more interested in the U.S. politics or more interested in your own country's politics?
I'm obviously more interested in my own country's politics, yeah.
What's going on over there?
What do you mean, what's going on?
Well, what's going on? Is there anything going on over there? Or?
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff going on. So my country, unlike your country, is actually investigating the e-files, for example. And the police are actually involved with people where accusations have come out in the e-files. So yeah, that's, my country's doing that, actually investigating. That must be like different for you, right?
Oh, so you're saying that your own country is taking in your own, what do you have, like a parliament, a government in UK?
We have both.
Oh, you got
But
both.
what she was saying is that, like, her country, as well as every other place in the world, actually cares about investigating P3DOs. The only country that doesn't care about investigating them is us, the US.
Well, it's not just the P3DOs, Doug. It's all the other stuff that's coming out of the e-files.
The unaliving and the
United States. The United States aren't. For example, Peter Mandelson, who was our ambassador to the US, has had 2 houses searched by the police because it's come out in the files that he was giving our government secrets to Jeffrey E. So he's being questioned by the police and his houses, and he's had to resign his lordship, and he's being, all of that stuff's going on. So he's actually, we're in the process of of holding him to account for perhaps treason. I'm not entirely sure what they might charge him with.
Oh, pretty cool. Okay. So you're saying a lot of Epstein things are happening in the UK. Okay.
Yeah, and in fact, it may even happen that our current Prime Minister resigns because he's the one that appointed Mandelson to be. So wouldn't it be weird? Wouldn't it be weird if our Prime Minister resigned because he appointed someone who had, before he appointed him, under a completely different government, given our state secrets to Jeffrey E. And yet your president, who is implicated thousands of times in the files, nothing happens to him. Wouldn't that be weird?
Well, yeah, I just kind of asked the question because I did see a little bit about the digital ID over there, Erica.
Yeah, that's not happening annianymore.
Yeah, wait. Why didn't you respond to anything that she said? It's like you're avoiding talking about the e-files because it's got to be tough.
Well, because I originally came up and I wanted to see what's going on in the UK.
Oh, because you had an idea in your head about what you wanted to talk about, and instead of asking me about the idea that you had in your head that you wanted to talk about,
I was actually genuinely
curious.
I'm
sorry, I'm still talking.
Yeah,
when you asked me about what was going on here, I told you the thing that right now politically is really big in the news, and instead you want to talk about that something that the government took off the table like a month ago, which I actually don't think would have been a bad thing, particularly as people are complaining about undocumented migrants. Having a digital ID would have been a great way to pick out undocumented migrants.
Oh my God. Yeah. So you're actually in favor of digital ID. That's what you're telling me.
I have no problem with it because I don't do anything wrong.
Okay. Yeah, that's how most people are. Oh, I don't do anything wrong.
You're really cooking her here, man. You're really cooking here, by the way.
It's like he's making a sandwich with cold fillings.
Hey, Doug, that's the difference between you. I'm not really trying to cook people. I'm not really looking for that ego boost to cook people, Doug. That's not my intention.
You're not even engaging at all.
Doug, it seems like you're on. It seems like you're on something tonight. Are you on anything? I know you were previous at Elite.
I'm on a chair. I'm sitting on a chair.
No. Outside, you know what I'm talking about. Are you on anything? I know.
Yeah, I'm on a chair. It's a swivel.
No, I gotta know. Yeah, okay.
I think he's asking you if you're using a substance.
I know what he's asking. I know what he's asking. I know.
Yeah. No, we get it. We get it. I know Doug gets it too. He gets it.
I take Wellbutrin. You think that's it? Nah, that wouldn't be it.
I'm on salbutamol for my asthma. Is that what you're talking about?
Oh, I mean, I don't. No, I'm not. No, I'm not talking about that. No.
Okay.
Hey, wait, what thumbnail? There's a thumbnail entitled. I didn't put a thumbnail up. Sorry. Anyways, that was good.
I feel like you could do with some uppers, to be honest, Kingy. You're very low energy.
Oh, no, I'm not really low energy.
I would like some uppers.
I'm kind of thinking. No, I'm not low energy at all. Actually, I was up at 3 a.m. this morning. I'm still going too. That's the thing, man. It's not the energy. Here's the thing. I think, Erica, you think very superficial. The energy has to be big and loud. That ain't the energy as well.
You have lower energy than Biden. You have lower energy than Biden right now.
I was going to say, what time is it where you are right now? King, what time is it?
Yeah, I was going to answer it. It's 3:43 p.m.
So you've been up for a whole 12 hours. Well done, you. You must be very proud.
Well, yeah, I go to bed about 8:30, 9 p.m. and get up and
most people are up for 12 hours at least. Well, most people are up for around 16 hours of the day.
Yeah. No, you told me I have low energy, but I'm just wondering, is high energy me yelling, screaming, or is it actually coming up with new things and new ideas, thinking outside the box? I'm like, you guys with your standard programmed responses, what you guys do.
I'm not being funny. I'm not being funny, Kingy. But when you ask a question, the standard thing that you do is ask the question, then stop and wait for a response rather than continue talking. Like, generally, that's what we do, because when we ask a question, unless, of course, it's rhetorical, we want an answer to it. So it's just the lack of, you know, passion in your delivery, I think.
That's okay, Erica. That's okay. That's all right. You know, again, I shouldn't be. Again, yeah. Thank you for your acknowledgement. I'm gonna put that down. I'm gonna put that down in my journal and really think about that. I'm like, hey, Erica, who lives in the UK, who's TikTok, you know, pretty famous. You know, okay, got
Guys,
it.
keep tapping
I'm
the show. We are
pretty
looking for
famous.
opposition,
What?
preferably someone that's not boring. And yes, guys, he is very boring.
I know. I mean, here's the thing, Doug. I'm the only one who's waiting up to come up in here, man. Maybe you got to lighten it up, get people coming in.
Okay.
Because if it
Okay.
wasn't for
I'll
me,
keep
what
it
do you
on
guys
mind.
be talking about? Fucking
Your mom?
bullshit. Yeah, sounds like it
That's
does.
what we were talking about before you came in, was your mum. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to know that I'm famous, though. That's news to me.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
Are you a fan? Are you a fan, Kingy, or no?
Well, it was you know, I enjoy once in a blue moon. I scroll past and it's you blaring your acting like you're a school teacher and you know it all, and everyone else doesn't know.
I don't know it all. There's plenty of stuff I don't know, Kingy.
Yeah.
The way
Like,
that
if you were to start talking about like car engines, I'd be like, no, not a clue, mate.
But King,
Don't
that's a
know.
good thing when someone acknowledges that they don't know everything, right? Because it's actually not a good trait when someone claims to know everything, right? So like that's a good thing that she said that. See, I never heard you acknowledge you don't know something. Every single topic we've ever spoken on, you've never acknowledged that there's things you don't know.
There's plenty of things. Animal husbandry, no clue. Don't know anything about it. String theory.
Well, I don't know shit about that. I know jack shit about that.
And in fact, physics, unless it's specifically about the Big Bang, because I teach about the Big Bang, so I've taken time to learn about it. I know nothing about physics. Like, nothing. What don't you know about Kingy? What was if you were to go on a quiz show? Oh, sport. I'm shit on sport as well. I know nothing about sport. But if you were to go on a quiz show, what would be your Achilles heel, Kingy? What would be the thing?
You know, my
You're especially funny today, Erica.
Erica's very funny today.
She's I don't know. For some reason, she's especially funny today. Maybe I am on something. Who knows?
Maybe, here's the thing. Maybe I bring it out of Erica. Maybe I could get.
Yeah. Anyways, answer her question. Answer her question.
Yeah. So the answer is I know that I don't know anything. That's the thing. That's how I know 100% that I don't know. I literally know 0.1% of what's really actually this whole thing is all about, and every single little detail. That's what I know.
You don't know anything.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you don't know anything.
That must be inconvenient when someone asks you, like when you go to the doctor's office and they need your personal details, and you're like,
I mean, I could.
I don't know.
Again,
no idea. What's your name? No, not today.
Well, I think you think too superficial, surface level. You know, yeah, of course we know our name. Of course we know all of that stuff. But you know, at the end of the day, no one knows. You know that you don't know jack crap.
Guys, we're looking for opposition. If you voted for Trump, please
please come up, Trump supporters, and come up, and so Doug can debate you guys on why Trump is the worst piece of crap ever living. He's affecting us so much that we have to complain and cry about him every single day.
You didn't. Hang on. You think Donald Trump is a piece of crap?
No, that's why I'm saying that you guys.
Oh. That didn't sound like Doug or I. We never say, come and talk to us about how Donald Trump is a piece of crap. We've never said that.
Oh my God. Yeah, of course you've never said it verbatim like that. We get it.
Do you have anything to offer,
more
man?
interesting conversations.
I wasn't really saying that in a literal sense, but okay.
I can't understand what you're saying. You're mumbling.
Do you have anything else, man?
Yeah, man, that was the only actually question I came up to ask is Erica about the UK situation. Yeah, man, happy President's Day. I got my American flag flying out right now currently. Pretty windy day out here in Arizona too, so actually it's flying pretty nicely. But yeah, man, happy President's Day, UK. You know, peace, love all around the world.
All right, whatever. Get the hell out of here.
I'm not being funny. We don't celebrate President's Day in the UK. We have a Prime Minister, and we don't have a Prime Minister's Day. So thank you.
I don't really understand the point of President's Day. Like what?
I don't know.
I mean, I always liked having the day off when I was in school and stuff, but I just don't understand the
It's
point
like when
of it.
Americans are shocked that we don't have Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why are you shocked by that?
Jacob, you're welcome to come on up. I'm sorry that somebody from a different country knows more about U.S. politics than you from being in this country, but maybe you should learn more. It's like 4th of July, yeah.
Jacob, the reason I have something to say is because I have a brain and a mouth and I intend to use both of them. Okay, thanks.
All right, once again, guys, if you do disagree with the background that I have on screen, hit the request button. Hey, it might be time to change it. It looks like ever since we've had this background, we haven't had as many people coming up, but that could just be a coincidence. But
Apparently, someone on Diava's live is currently complaining about me.
Oh, really? That's good. You're very well known,
brilliant.
Erica. You're very well known.
That fills me with joy.
What's up, POVZ? Povzy? Povzy? Oh.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going, man. How old are you?
28.
Cool. What's up?
Not much. Just want to see you're saying MAGA is destroying America. I'd like to know why you think that.
Yeah, I assume you voted for Trump.
That is correct.
Okay. I think having someone who is violating laws and the Constitution with no repercussions whatsoever, I think that's in one way destroying America. I think there's numerous other ways. I think allowing P3DOs and such to get away with things, not investigating them, is destroying America. Those are two big things that come to mind.
Yeah. The pedo thing's kind of crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, how is it? And we were just talking to the last guest about this. How is it that we are the only country that doesn't seem to be taking it seriously? Every other country seems to. Anybody that was mentioned in it, they've left their positions or whatever, and they're investigating it. We don't seem to be doing it over here, which I think is a bit odd.
That is strange. I know England got rid of one of their princes. What is there any other
Not just
country
a
that
prince,
does?
we've got rid of a lord as well now. We're hoping to get rid of the whole of the royal family and the landed gentry. If we could have a whole revolution just from the e-files, it's crazy.
I'm sorry. What were the other people that got? So there's a lord and a prince from England, but I don't know of any other countries.
The artist formerly known as Prince Andrew, and the other artist formerly known as Lord Mandelson have both had their titles taken away and are both being investigated by the police. In fact, I have alerts on my phone to update me. Actually, I should probably say the grapist formerly known as Prince Andrew, shouldn't I, rather than artist. But anyway, so they're both being investigated by the police for sure. There's other people being investigated. Germany's investigating people. I think Italy and France are too. Seems to just be the United States that isn't bothered about actually doing anything about it.
Do your tax dollars go to the prince and the royal family?
My tax dollars?
Or whatever. Do you have tax over there? I assume you
We
do.
have tax, but we don't pay it in dollars. So approximately £2 per person goes towards the royal family per year. About £2.
That's it? Damn.
Yeah, because they own. They're the biggest private landowner in the country. Like they own more land than anybody else does. So the money that we pay, it doesn't go towards maintaining them. It goes towards maintaining the crown estates like Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle. But you can also go visit like Windsor Castle. So much of that money then goes towards maintaining the castles and stuff. So yeah, we don't really, very little tax money goes towards the royal family. They largely pay for themselves.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Kind of wish we'd do that.
So let's bring it back to American politics if we can, please. So you voted for Trump. How do you think he's doing so far?
I mean, he definitely could be doing better, but
okay.
I'd say he's more or less doing what he said he's going to be doing, which is very pro-border, maintaining American immigrants.
What's he doing in relation to what's he doing in relation to the border that's benefiting the average American?
Just securing it, just generally making it safer. Like there's less bad people going across the border.
Okay, like criminals, you mean?
Yeah, like criminals.
Okay, but here's the thing. Number one, crime was going down when Biden was president. Still is now. Crime generally goes down if you look at the trend of crimes. Ever since the 90s, it's been going down, really. Secondly, when we look at the crime rates of immigrants, actually as a percentage, not as a total, but also as a total, but more importantly as a percentage, they commit less crimes than U.S.-born citizens do. Not only that, Trump has deported less people last year than Biden did in 24. So by really any metric, we're not safer because of it. Because of what you mentioned.
Where are you getting these stats?
You want that immigrants commit less crimes per capita than U.S. born citizens? I can pull that up.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, if you want to give me a few here. I don't know if Eric, you want to say something to me.
I think it's from the FBI, isn't it, Doug?
Well, you have it from the FBI. You also have it from the Cato Institute, which is actually a conservative / right-leaning think tank. Here, so one second. Less. If you want to talk to him in the meantime, it's going to take me a second to pull it up.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
I wasn't really listening. I was
I'm
reading.
Sorry. We're just talking about the border. We're just talking about the border.
Ignorant comments in the comment. Okay. What? Why? I'll ask you a question actually while Doug is doing what he's doing. Why hasn't Donald Trump, in the over a year now that he's been president, why haven't the Republicans or Trump brought any actual border policy, like to change the law around the border?
Change the law in what way? You mean like why aren't they making it more restrictive or less restrictive?
Yeah, why is everything he's doing being done through executive order rather than being done through legislation?
That's a good question. It's a good question.
Because, under Biden, six or seven separate pieces of border legislation were proposed. The last one being the one that was proposed by the senator from Oklahoma. I can't remember his name. It's left my brain. But and Donald Trump didn't want that. Langford, that's it. Donald Trump didn't want that passed because what he was running on was conservatives' fears about the border. So if he was America first, really, and he wanted the best at the border, why did he stop a bill that would have solved the issues?
I don't know. Maybe there were some nuances to the bill that would have been detrimental. I don't know personally.
Well, but it was brought by the most conservative senator in the Senate. and it was bipartisan. It would have passed if Donald Trump hadn't intervened.
Right. Because Anyways, I do have we'll go ahead and respond to what she said first. Do you have anything to say to that?
Well, I mean, I don't have all the information, and I don't have the information that they have when they're making these decisions. So I can assume that there was a good intention behind it, but I can, you can also assume that there was a bad intention behind it.
Well, I don't know whether you can claim that he wants the best for the border or at the border when he said you can blame me for that bill not passing. And like it came out of his own mouth that you could blame him, and he hasn't bought no further border policy has been bought under the Trump administration. So it seems to me like he's interested in political point scoring. He isn't actually interested in the border. It's all about numbers, and it's all about scoring points, and that's a real shame.
Yeah, it could be that. It could just be points.
Right.
I'm sorry. I would like to talk longer. I do have to go though. I do appreciate the
one quick thing, real quick, just so you see it. This is what I got. And this is, as you can see, real quickly, it is from the House.gov site. So showing that undocumented immigrants commit less crime than U.S.-born citizens, and you can see the graphs over here. Just real quick, just so you can see it. The top one is
that per capita?
Per capita, yes. Mm-hmm. So you see the chart there, and again, I want you to look at this on your own. I don't want you to take my word for it. So if you just type in U.S. or if you just type in immigrants commit less crime than U.S. citizens, you'll be able to find that study. There's a couple studies about it actually. So I look for it yourself. I never want people to just look at something I show and just take my word for it. So.
All right, will do. Can do. Thank you.
All right,
appreciate
it. Take care. Have a good one.
Yes, you too.
Well, all right. Keep tapping and sharing, everybody. Make sure you guys click the follow button in the top left on TikTok, and the top right, hit the subscribe button on the tube. If you guys can all send in your heart me on TikTok, that'd be great. And those on the tube, if you can like the live, comment, all that fun stuff. I was talking to my mom earlier. And she said she on occasion just quickly tunes into my live. She's not into politics at all. She says I'm too mean to guests, and I cut them off too much. And I told her, I'm like, Mom, most people say I'm too nice and too patient with them, and that I'm considered to be one of the nicest ones here. And she's like, oh, all right, I'll take your word for it. But she doesn't know how other people are. Like, she just sees me, because I am a lot more, what's the word? I won't say nicer in person, but like, I don't cut people off in normal conversations. You know what I mean? Like real life conversations. So
I don't think many of us do.
Well, no, I mean, one of my clients, and I must have mentioned this a week or two ago. One of my clients saw me on YouTube recently, and he told me, he was like, it's like you have an alter ego. He's like, in person, you're very, very, I don't know, I want to say quiet, but what was another word that he used? But I forget what word he used or what term. But like, yeah, in person, I'm like, I am not a very extrovert. I'm very, very introverted. I'm very to myself. So he was very surprised to see how I am on the tube. He was different personality a little bit.
I don't think anybody that I know would be surprised at how I am on here, because it's exactly the same as I am in real life. I don't think they would be surprised at all.
I don't scream at you, David. Get out of here. It's not that I have a different personality. It's just that, like, I'm just. It's hard to say. Like, when I'm in a good mood, I'm like this. But like, I don't put when I'm in a bad mood here on the live. I have to like set that aside or something. So I kind of put like, and I think people all do this on the internet. They put the best version of themselves that they can. But like, yeah, no, in person, I'm a lot quieter and all of that. So.
I love the way there's someone in the comments called Supreme Brick 420. Great name. Who's saying, you guys are fine with Obama deporting 3.1 million people. First of all, this wasn't a thing when Obama was doing that. People weren't able to come on platforms like TikTok and talk about it. And I personally know a number of people who went out and protested that happening. So no, everybody wasn't fine with that.
Yeah, you guys were
What's up,
actually
man?
okay with it. So
I just need to know your.
and
Hey,
between
I want to have a conversation.
between
I
both
do.
of them,
Hey,
you
hello?
actually deported
Hey,
4.3.
hello. Do you hear me talking? Okay.
Yeah, I do, but I don't
Okay,
care.
so don't talk over me. I have to know your age before we have a conversation. It's just TikTok
Yo,
rules.
bitch, I'm over 18. The fuck does that
That's
matter?
all I needed to know. You didn't. That's it. It's not that difficult. Now we can have a respectful adult conversation. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. All I said was that he deported 3.1 million people, and you guys are cool with it.
Right, but do you believe people on the left currently are upset that he's deporting people? Is that your impression?
Yes, you guys are. You
Really?
guys said
That's what
he's
you
doing
think?
it illegally.
That's what you think?
You guys said he was doing it illegally.
No, the issue that we have is not that he's deporting people, right? It's the issue that he's violating the Constitution in the way that ICE is handling people. That's what we. That's the issue that we have.
It, bitch.
All right.
Remember
when I said an adult conversation? That's not an adult conversation.
Yeah,
just act like an adult. Hey, I'm just asking you. I'm asking you to act like a civil adult. Are you able to do that?
Oh yeah, I can. But
Okay, great. So let's not do slurs. Let's not talk about somebody. Let's not criticize. We don't need to do that. Act like an adult. What do you got, Erica?
Well, so this is a news article from 2014 about people being arrested outside the White House over deportations. So, oh wow, people did actually have a problem with it at the time and were actually protesting. By the way, how old are you? Because that makes a difference in this. How old are you?
Well, you said above 18.
Didn't I just
don't
say
know.
I'm
I don't
over
know what that
18?
means. But
it doesn't. Yeah, but are you 50 or are you 19?
Do I sound 50 to you?
Okay, so I'm going to assume you're 19, in which case you wouldn't remember Obama's deportations. So
Oh no, I remember his deportation. I'm not 19, so.
Well, again, you haven't told us how old
Look,
you are.
I'm in my 20s, bro. All right, like you don't need to know.
Okay, but
I'm just telling you facts, and you're more worried about my age.
I'm telling you facts, and I'm providing you with evidence of those facts that the news at the time was reporting about demonstrations outside the White House regarding deportations and people being arrested. So yes, people did care.
Bro, then why is it in our faces nowadays and it wasn't in our faces then?
Because you won't remember it.
Bro, what do you mean? I do remember,
2014 was 12
I
years
remember
ago.
2014, bro.
Excuse me. You might remember it, but if you're 25 now, for example, you were 13 at the time. So you might remember it, but I know for a fact that my memory of news stories from when I was 13 are not the same, bro, as my memory of news stories from when I was 30.
It sounds like a child, bro. Maybe because I'm not 100 years old.
Bro, you sound like a child, and you were a child when Obama.
Okay, and how old are you?
You sound like you're a child, and you're acting like a child.
Why are you acting like you're 400?
I'm acting like I'm 47 because.
What is a 400-year-old? Erica, what is a 400-year-old act
so you're
like?
in your 30s, 10 years
Wait,
ago.
I'm curious. What does a 400-year-old person act like? That sounds fascinating.
They act fucking like an idiot. They act like they know everything.
Nosferatu.
Just like most
a
old people.
400-year-old person would be pretty wise.
Most old people act like they know everything.
Well, you do get some wisdom as you grow up. There is some degree.
That's weird because right now you're acting like you know everything, despite
I'm just saying that.
Despite me showing you evidence that you are incorrect. So where's your evidence that I am incorrect?
Bro, that you didn't show me evidence of me being incorrect. You just.
I did. I showed you evidence that people did care at the time. So
Yo,
you
bro,
go
quit
find me.
muting my
You
ass.
go find me, bro. Go find me contrary evidence, please.
Dude, what evidence did you just show? You just proved my point. Yes, that Obama just deported people.
No, I proved that you were incorrect, that people didn't care about it at the time.
Okay,
is what I
you
proved.
want to say I don't remember Obama. Okay, what about Biden? Biden also deported at least 1.1 million people. No, 1.2 million
Yeah,
people.
once
So,
again, as I told
you want to
you,
tell me I'm too young for that too?
once again,
Um,
people on the left aren't upset about the deportations itself. I don't understand how you don't get that.
Bro, you guys are saying, "Oh, ICE is bad. Oh, like you guys need
But
ICE
those
needs
are
to stop
that's
what
a
they're doing."
different
But ICE was doing the same thing.
that's a
10
different
years ago.
criticism than deportations. And no, they were not.
What?
Sure. First of all, there's people on the far left that want to get rid of ICE altogether. So that's been a common criticism for a long time. Now, people that aren't so far left, like maybe just your average liberal, no, they're criticizing how they're behaving today. Right, the unaliving of people on the streets, the detaining of U.S. citizens, detaining people just because you can't get their ID, which is not a reason to detain someone. Things like that. That's what we're upset by, as you should be too. You should be upset by them violating the Constitution, right? If they ask for your ID and you happen not to have it, and they detain you because of that, yeah, that's wrong, and you should be upset by that. But you're not.
Well, I'm not
You're
gonna have to worry
cucking for
about
them.
that
You're cucking
because
for them.
I'm white and I'm America. So
right. I want to point. I want to ask you a question. Can you show me a picture of ICE while Biden was president with masks over their faces, please?
oh yeah, dude, it's all over the internet, bro. But I
Okay,
don't have
cool.
freaking
Go find it
screenshots
then,
of
and
it
go
saved to
find
my
it.
phone
And,
like you do.
go find it then and show it to me.
Hello, you there, buddy?
He's gone to find what
Yeah,
I've asked him to go
she
find.
just said go fucking find shit.
Well, she didn't quite say it like that. She said it a little bit nicer. Well, he's fucking finding shit. Click the red follow button on the top left if you're watching on TikTok. If you're watching on the tube, click the subscribe button on the top right.
I can't. It's funny.
And you guys need to keep tapping on TikTok. Very disappointed that lately the likes creep up very slowly. We should always easily beat 100,000 likes if I'm live for like 2 hours. We really should be going at a pace of like 50,000 likes per hour, and that's me being generous.
Marley, I almost choked as well. So you and me both.
Yeah, he's gonna run. I agree too.
Oh.
Exactly, Andrea.
Yeah, guys,
what the fuck are you guys doing?
I'm not mad. I'm not. I want to make this very clear. I'm not mad at the like number, but I am disappointed. Okay, bro? Bro, you need to tap more, bro. Okay, bro? Get tapping, bro.
Yeah, tap.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, it's all over the internet, bro.
Okay,
You
show
look
it
up,
to me then,
you
bro.
look up freaking Joe
Bro, no,
Biden
bro,
Show it.
bro,
deportation, and it
Show
just
it.
shows freaking him and.
Bro, show it to us, bro.
Oh my fucking.
I know.
I'm gonna show you
He
all
didn't do
400
shit.
pictures.
He just went off
You want me
screen
to
for
show you all
like 2
400
minutes and then came
pictures?
back.
You want me to show you all 400 pictures, bro? This ain't the Epstein list, right, bro? I ain't got all that shit. I'm telling you that he deported.
You sound like you got
people,
marbles
bro,
in your
and
mouth.
y'all got mad.
You're speaking like you got marbles in your mouth.
The fuck does that even mean?
You're speaking like you have marbles in your mouth. There's no insinuation behind that. That's just what you sound like. It's not a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's very neutral, really. Just an observation.
My source, bro. Look it up yourself, bro. I just fucking did.
Bro, I just did. I went and asked the internet to show me pictures of masked ICE agents when Joe Biden was president. And guess what it gave me when I looked at the dates of those pictures, bro? They were all pictures from under Donald Trump's presidency, bro. So you need to show me that I'm wrong by showing me a picture with the date that it was taken, bro. Yeah,
I
bro,
l-
keep
I
tapping.
I love the YouTube comments. They're so fucking entertaining. What is it? Her opinion is lies. By definition, an opinion cannot be a
Yeah,
lie. It's just an opinion.
yeah.
Here's another one. Bro. And she's supposed to be a school teacher? Yeah, right. Setting a great example. ...
Okay, bro. I just
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
respond.
dude.
I
You
want to
set a
be
shitty
quiet.
example.
Be
You
quiet.
shut your mouth when you're speaking to us.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to point out bros
You're
on
a
YouTube.
terrible teacher.
I'm only saying the word bro, mocking the guy above me whose every second word is bro.
Show me the time and date.
Once again, jokes. I don't know if you've heard of them. You should try it. Like, it will, honestly, jokes make you chuckle. They're fun.
A joke is supposed to be funny.
Well, everybody
it's
is
only not
laughing but
funny
you.
to-
Yeah, you're the common
Everybody's
denominator.
laughing because you keep saying bro all the time.
What? I'm just saying, bro.
Bro.
Is
we
there
know.
something wrong with that?
Well, I
Is
mean, the
something wrong
overuse
with
of it.
saying bro?
Listen, I call people bro too,
You
but I
want
don't
me to say something else
overuse it.
instead? You want me to say something else instead?
Well, you actually, in most of the time when you use it, you don't need to use a word there at all.
I haven't seen you in a long time. Like,
Oh, is that mum? Is it
Huh?
dinner time?
What?
Is that your mum coming in to ask you what you want for your dinner?
What the fuck did you just hear, bro? Ain't nobody in my room.
So you didn't need to say, this is a prime example. You don't need to say the word bro there. You could just not say a word. You could just say, what the fuck are you talking about? There isn't anybody in my room.
Look, yo, I'm hearing a lot of swearing coming from a teacher.
So are you one of my students?
So, are you stuttering?
Are you
You a
one of
stutter
my
teacher?
Are you one of my students?
Yeah, I am one of your students.
You are, but you're a grown adult. I don't teach adults.
Yeah, I'm one of your students.
Are you
alright,
offended
That's weird.
by grown-up language?
That's a weird kink. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. We are looking for opposition. Oh, super fucking cool
Oh,
gift. Who was that?
thank you.
Tar?
Look,
That was
Tar,
very
thank you for
cool.
gifting her.
off
That was
the
cool as
thing,
shit.
MAGA is destroying America. How is MAGA destroying America?
No. You have to show us a dated photograph. We're waiting.
And you have to show me last time you went on a date.
Well, we can get
No,
to that
I don't.
afterwards. Afterwards,
Yeah,
we'll deal
you
with that
do.
after. We'll deal with
Yeah,
that afterwards.
you
Let's
do.
focus on what you need to do now. Okay.
Bro, I literally just said.
You just said what?
Stop ice, stop ice, stop ice.
Oh, you're still not providing any sources. 55K. We'll get to a new
Alright,
guest,
fine, dude,
guys.
I'll
Keep
take a
tapping.
screenshot.
55K. Let's do it. We have somebody in the box. We'll get to in a minute if y'all can get there.
Alright, now how the fuck do I do this shit?
Yeah, you don't have camera privileges.
I thought you were supposed to be the generation of, like, tech wizardry.
Bro, I don't even know how to freaking work my Xbox.
Oh.
It's because it's called having a life. I go outside, I touch grass, all that shit, you know.
Oh, when was the last time you went outside and touched grass?
Oh, this morning. Went on a
that's
nice walk.
weird. I was also outside
Went on a
with
nice
my
walk.
dog this morning.
Yeah, I saw a lot of liberals wearing masks for some reason.
No, you
Oh
didn't.
no, that's awful.
Yes, I did. They were in their cars.
Don't lie.
How awful people do something that doesn't bother you.
Oh, I do
It's
smoke
really,
grass.
really, really awful.
That
man.
good shit.
Hey, I have a question. Why is it okay that ICE wears masks, but liberals can't wear masks? Why?
Because ICE does it to protect themselves, as to where liberals just do it because
Do it to
they're
protect
stupid
themselves.
and they believe some dumb
They do it to
virus.
protect themselves. Yeah.
They're doing it because they
To
think
protect
that there's some
themselves.
virus out there called the coronavirus.
Yeah.
Bro, that's
how does it harm
first
you?
of all.
How does them wearing a mask harm you? How does it bother you?
Oh, just their stupidity being around it.
Okay, so so you're
it
just being
dirt
emotional.
Damages my brain.
Yeah, so you're being emotional and you're being hormonal.
Yeah.
I'm being brainwashed by you liberals.
Supreme. Is your claim that there isn't
We got to
actually
55K.
a
We got
virus called coronavirus?
Yeah, do answer that
Is that
first.
your claim?
Are you saying there's
What?
no coronavirus?
Yeah,
Are you
there's no
saying that
coronavirus.
coronavirus isn't a thing?
It's
So it's all
fake.
just
It was-
made. No, I'm not. Nope. We hit 55K and that's
No.
very good. Yeah, no. Jesus Christ. It's just fake, guys. Sarcasm, TikTok. Please pick up on the sarcasm. Jesus Christ, guys. Scientific Snitch, I saw your request right when you said that. That was very quick.
Yeah, anyway,
you were right on that one.
Bro. Nice of you to come up, bro.
What's up, FTC? How you doing?
Hello?
What's up?
Okay. I wanted to say I agree with the prompt.
Okay. I'm just looking for debates. I'm just looking for debates.
I know, yeah.
Okay. So you're not opposition?
No.
Okay. You just want to say you agree? Okay. Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care. Guys, I'm only looking for opposition, please. He wants to come back, Supreme. That's not happening. Supreme, you had your chance. Now get out of here. That's not going to happen. See, you guys tap quick when there's a good reason to get somebody out of it live. You just need to motivate you guys. You guys do well with motivation.
He was slightly more entertaining than King E.
King was so low energy.
So low energy.
Normally he's a bit more entertaining, though. He is. Normally he is a bit more entertaining, but today he was more low energy than Biden. And we all know Biden has very low energy. Hello, guest.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
I can. I just need to know your age before we move forward.
Yeah, I'm 23.
Okay, what's up?
So, I just don't see how you can say MAGA is destroying America when Donald Trump has been better than the last 3 presidents in a row.
Okay.
What metric?
Yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth, Erica.
You can say whatever you want about the man, but he's actually gotten things done.
No, but by what metric has he been the best president?
That's an opinion.
Judging this by?
Right. So what she's saying, it sounds like you're saying your opinion, but how do you justify that? Give us some sort of metric, something objective that would indicate he's better than the last 3.
I mean, he fixed the border on day 1. Did he not?
Well, no. I would say if we're going to describe it,
Wait.
What he did. No. Hang on a minute. No, hang on. I'm answering your question. If you ask a question, you've got to let people answer it. What he did was he put a temporary fix on a situation. If he wants to actually fix it permanently, that has to be through legislation, not through executive orders. Because as soon as he's no longer the president, someone can come along and just take those away, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true, but I mean, people are just going to see how good his executive orders are, and they're just going to vote for it in the next election.
Well,
seems pretty easy.
Okay, so he's doing better because less migrants are coming through.
I mean,
I just want to make sure we
also dealing with the woke DEI agenda.
Okay, we'll get to woke. We'll get to woke and how it's destroying everything. That's fun. But let's talk about the border. So because less migrants are coming through, that is one indication that he's better, right?
Well, I mean, that was an issue that Americans felt was destroying their country.
Okay.
And he fixed it on day 1.
I'd love to address that. Yeah, I'd love to address that. 2 things. One, there were more, again, and I hate that I have to keep repeating myself, but you guys keep saying the same shit. There were more deportations in 2024, which was Biden's last year, than Trump during his first year, by 80,000. So by your own metric, Biden did better. Secondly, I'm confused as to how that means people are safer or their lives are better. You said that's what people care about. I'm wondering how less immigration means better America. It sounds like there's an inverse correlation. I'd like for you to explain that.
Well, first of all, he has to fix all the shit Biden did in his 4 years when he shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
But not a response. Right, but the people voted for Biden. And secondly, that's not a response to what I just said.
Well, see, I see where you're coming from, but I think you're just trying to pivot away from
I'm answering.
from
I'm
my point.
talking. Well, I'm talking directly to what you said. I'm doing the opposite of
He's
pivoting.
trying.
Pivoting would be
He's
me
trying to
talking
get
about
you
the
to.
files
Yeah,
or something else.
he's trying to get you to answer his actual question rather than you diverting away
Right,
from it.
right. So
Files.
here, so I'm going straight into what you said. You said he's better because of immigration, and he closed the border, less people are coming through. So I stated two things. One, there were again less deportations in 2025, Trump's first year, than in 2024, Biden's last year. So by your own metric, you're wrong. Secondly, again, I am confused as to how less immigration means better lives for Americans. I want you to explain that.
You mean there's less crime, there's more jobs for like actual Americans.
Okay.
They come here and they take our health care.
So
like
okay,
our
hold on.
benefits.
You're repeating talking points that Trump told you to say. Okay, here's the deal: there isn't less crime with migrants. Actually, migrants commit less crime per capita. I'm happy to show you that and put it on screen. Secondly, if you get rid of those migrants by just math, there would be a higher crime rate here. If you get rid of the group that commits the least amount of crime, then
But
by
do they commit the
definition,
least crime?
they do commit, and I will show you that. Yeah.
But how do you know they commit? They're undocumented. We have no proof they're even in here. How do you know they're crime?
So when
statistics?
crime, when
hang on. How do we know? I just want to ask you this question, poopy but spelled incorrectly. How do we know who commits any crime? How do we know?
That's a good question.
I don't know. They get arrested, I guess.
Right. So what we're saying is arrest rates and conviction rates. Actually, migrants are the bottom group of that. The group. Now, you could, I guess, make an argument that there's a ton of unsolved crime and that it's all by migrants, but still, you'd have to prove that.
Yeah, that would be a big stretch.
And
say,
there's
yeah.
like you wouldn't be able to.
So this is from here. Let me scroll. This is from the National Institute of Justice. Okay, so this is from docs.house.gov. Okay. Now, what was found was that U.S.-born citizens, which is right this one here, the one with the triangle, they were arrested at a higher rate per 100,000 individuals. Well, sorry for the burp. While documented immigrants were in the middle, undocumented immigrants were the least amount.
But see, you can't trust those statistics because they come here, they commit these crimes, and they jump over the border, and then they're never seen again.
So when you ask for the data, I show you the data, and the data is fake because it proves your point wrong. Yeah, so you're not even listening.
Trump was able to fix.
Shut up. So here's the deal. You come in, you make the claim that they commit more crime because you don't like brown people. Let's be real, that's what it is. Okay? Has nothing to do with anything else. All of your opinions are Trump's opinions, because I don't think you can form any opinion on your own. I show you the data because you asked for it. You see the data, and then you say the data's wrong because it conflicts with your worldview. And instead of doing the thing that adults do and say, hey, shit, maybe I was wrong, or at least look into it, you just said the data's wrong. Because you can't live in a world in which you're wrong. So that means everything else is wrong but you. That's what you just did. Unless you could show me alternative data.
By the way, if they come in, commit crime, and then they just hop over the border to escape the criminal justice system, then you have to show us that crime rates in border states have significantly reduced. Because if the border is now closed, which, by the way, it's not, because borders are either open or they're closed, and if they're open, it means goods and people can cross, and if they're not, then they can't. If the border is now closed, then that would mean that the crime rate was reduced in those states, and you'd be able to prove that.
Let's get to a new guest at 75. 80K. 80K likes. You guys want to get this tab quicker? What else did you mention? You mentioned one other thing. What was his other reason as to why Trump is doing better? Oh, the woke agenda. Yeah, woke. He mentioned that, the woke DEI. He is literally using word for word Trump's talking points. This is so crazy. I don't think he knows he's on mute. All right, can you tell me what the definition of woke is? Yeah, you mentioned healthcare too. We'll get to that.
Oh, was I on mute? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I am muted. What's the definition of woke?
Okay, so woke is the DEI nonsense, the identity politics bullshit that
Just
Democrats
woke.
have been pushing.
We'll get to DEI. We'll get to DEI, I promise. I just want to know what the definition of woke is.
Okay, woke is valuing this idea of multiculturalism over over meritocracy, over
No, that's not true.
being able to do.
That's not what woke is. First of all, meritocracy doesn't really exist, and it never really.
Wait, does your country have an army, a military? I mean, that's an example of a working meritocracy.
No, it's not.
It is.
And I'll tell you why it's not. Because here, if you get A levels or a university degree, you can be an officer. If you don't get those things, then you can't. And you're far more likely to get those things if you come from a wealthy background. So no, it's not a meritocracy, because meritocracy, you're arguing with the wrong person about this. Meritocracy is assuming that everybody starts at the bottom of the ladder and they all get to climb up at the same rate. When actually, in real life, some people start halfway up the ladder and some people start at a hole in the ground where they have to climb out of the hole before they can even get to the ladder. So no, you're incorrect.
See, that's so wrong. That's exactly what the left always
does.
The
definition of meritocracy is on screen, sir. Definition of meritocracy is on screen. The definition of meritocracy is on screen. The definition of meritocracy is on screen. You were wrong. But let me guess. The dictionary is run by woke liberals, so they made up this definition because they knew that you were going to say this.
I mean,
if the US is a meritocracy, how is Pete Hegseth the Secretary of War? Because he's not the person with the most merit to get that job. So if your country is a meritocracy, how did he get that job?
See, that is completely different, because the president realized that he would not be able to do anything if he allowed the establishment Republicans and all these elitist deep state.
Oh, so it's not a meritocracy, is what you're saying?
Deep state, even though he's part of the deep state.
It's not actually a meritocracy. That's interesting.
Okay, I want to hear, since he has zero ability to criticize Trump, I am going to pivot towards the e-files, because I'd love to hear what his excuse is for that.
Trump.
What's your excuse for him being in the e-files tens of thousands of times?
Okay, there is nothing verified in the Epstein files whatsoever that can tie Donald Trump to any kind of sexual abuse of children. That is such a liberal cope, and you are trying to completely make something up where it's not even there.
Okay, so the accusations, the 20-something accusations of him SAing women that have occurred over his life, those are not true. But hold on. He has sued there has been over 500 cases of him suing people for I can't think of the word. Erica, what's the word for when you say something untrue about somebody? Fuck, I can't think of the name. Defamation. Thank you. Defamation.
Defame them.
Yeah. So there's been over 500 lawsuits that from his end with defamation. So people saying something incorrectly about him. There hasn't been one when the claims are him essaying them. Don't you find that to be weird?
I mean, if there was anything on him, the Democrats would have released it.
No, you didn't answer my question. You didn't answer my question. If he has sued over five... Go ahead, Eric,
why hasn't he brought any defamation lawsuits over people saying that he essayed them? And I know the answer to this, by the way. So what do you think?
President of the United States, if he had the time,
no, throughout his life, not even just now, throughout his life,
$10,000 in their bank account, he wouldn't be able to run the country.
No.
We're talking not.
First of all, you're incorrect. I just want to. Sorry, Doug. You're incorrect because there's nothing in the Constitution that says that a criminal can't become the president. You can run from jail if you want to.
Those charges were trumped up. There was no proof. That
right.
Was a Democrat,
no,
this has to be a troll. This has to be a troll. There's no way this guy's
that's
serious.
false. But the question put to you was Trump, who is incredibly litigious, which means he sues people all the time. Why has he never sued any of the people that have accused him of SA? And there is a correct answer to this. What is it?
I just told you that it's not worth it for the president.
First of
so
all,
why has he sued the IRS? He sues the IRS though. So what you're saying is not true.
It's the IRS. They got money. You can sue them for something. Most of these people they're just trying to get money.
They've got your money, poopy pants. They've got your money.
And you're okay with him suing them for your money?
For your money.
I'd rather have him have it than.
Of course you would. Than them use it for a good thing. But by the way, the reason that he's entered into no litigation over people accusing him of SA is because they'd have to do this thing called discovery, which is where they investigate it and where all of the evidence is put out in front of people, and he doesn't want discovery done. That's why he hasn't sued over any SA allegations.
Look, if there was ever anything credible that would come out about Donald Trump, I would change my mind.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You would say it's fake, and you would say it's fake in the liberal agenda. There are credible things. There are credible things. You write it off as fake or the liberal agenda. When he was found liable of S.A.ing E. Jean Carroll, I can bet $1 million that you have an excuse for that. Right? Anytime something happens to him, you are going to make an excuse for it. You lack complete ability to criticize him at all. If there's anything that happens to him, you're just going to push it off as some bullshit claim.
Well, can I bring up something that's like, it came out recently from the mouth of the police chief of West Palm Beach, which is where Donald Trump and JE had their properties, and where Donald Trump still does. That after they arrested JE in 2009, Donald Trump, I think it was 2009, Donald Trump called him up and said, well done for arresting him. We've, like, something along the lines of, we've all known about him for ages, so well done for arresting him. Mm-hmm. If he was a good citizen, why didn't he call the police and inform on JE?
Like before he was arrested. And I want you to answer that question directly.
If everybody knew about it, if he knew about it, why didn't he call up the police and inform?
Look, everybody knows Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent.
Answer her question. Answer her question.
Not in his at that moment. That was not Donald Trump's jurisdiction. That was why didn't the government?
So it was not his jurisdiction. That's not what that word means, by the way. So you're telling me that he knew about JE raping young girls, but Donald Trump decided to not say anything and let it continue. That's what you're telling us, and that's okay.
And by the way, it's everybody's jurisdiction to report a crime.
Right.
Everybody's jurisdiction to report a crime. It's not, the government doesn't know about crimes unless people report them.
So why didn't he say anything? Once again,
why didn't he report him?
Donald Trump, it was not his, at that moment, it was not his responsibility. Why didn't the CIA...
it was not his responsibility to call the police on someone that was raping young women? So the alternative was to let it continue? That's what you're telling us?
We all know this goes way deeper than
So Donald Trump knew about it and didn't say anything.
right?
I don't know if he didn't say anything.
We know he did it. He said he did it. He said we all knew about it. He told the police that. These are his words. So you're telling me he knew about it for years by his own fucking words, and you decided not to say anything. That's what you're telling us, and that's what you're okay with. So you're okay voting for someone, best case scenario, who is protecting a pedophile.
I would not
You're
vote
disgusting.
for somebody who is protecting a pedophile.
By the way, what Poopy Pants is telling us is that if there were a P3DO living next door to him, he wouldn't report them to the police because it's not his jurisdiction or his responsibility to report a crime.
Yeah, you are an awful human being.
That is
You
not
deserve,
true.
and you deserve,
and you deserve
nothing, and you deserve nothing, and you
that's what you leftists
and you deserve nothing but the worst to happen to you.
That is a horrible way to talk to another human being. I would never say
Really?
That's what he did, though.
Wait,
He
it's a
knew
horrible
that
way to talk to another
somebody-
human. It's a horrible way to talk to another human being to say that you deserve the worst. But to let another individual, great little girls, that's okay. You're okay voting for that person. You are sick and fucked up.
There's no proof that Donald Trump touched those kids. If you
I'm not even talking about. I'm not even talking about that. He let it happen. Best case scenario, although it's incredibly likely he did do stuff, I'm not even mentioning that. He knew about it and let it happen. And you're voting for that guy.
I have a question, Poopy Butt. If Joe Biden was in the e-files 38,000 times, I'm still talking, more times than Jesus is mentioned in the Bible, plus Harry Potter mentioned in Harry Potter put together. If that were Joe Biden's name, what would you be saying right now?
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody can deny that the Joe Biden and Donald Trump are two completely different people.
No. I asked you, what would you be saying right now if it was Joe Biden's name?
If the Epstein files were released and it said that Joe Biden was touching kids, I would want him executed.
You don't want the same for Donald Trump.
There's there's nothing tying saying that Donald Trump.
But you're hang on. You're happy for Joe Biden to be unalived just because he's mentioned 38,000 times. But if it's Donald Trump and he's mentioned the same amount of times, you're okay with nothing happening.
Donald Trump did not touch any kids. He did not.
Right. Are you aware that there is a report which was investigated by the FBI of a 13-year-old girl saying that this was sent into the FBI tip line? And by the way, Pam Bondi did not talk about this. She said that this didn't happen in her congressional hearing the other day. There was a girl who was 13 who said that who had reported to the FBI tip line that she had been put into a room with Trump, that her head had been forced down towards his gentleman's area, and she had been made to administer, the thing that people do when they put their mouth near a gentleman's area, and that she had bitten him. That is in the files. Why are you not pushing for these things to be further investigated?
I am. I just don't want
you're not.
these liberal leftist leaning.
This isn't left or this should not be left or right. It shouldn't be a left thing or a right thing. It is about girls and in fact boys being
young children,
raped and potentially unalived by people within Trump's circle. Now, even if he didn't do it himself, but he knew about it and he didn't report it, that is putrid in itself. Would you agree?
I would agree, but we both know that the liberal media makes up tons of things about Donald Trump.
I'm sorry. This is not from the liberal media. This is from the DOJ's Epstein files. the ones that are available for us all to read online.
Hey,
Biden's DOJ.
What about? No, Trump is president right now, buddy. I don't know if you knew this or not. And that's not how things work. You can't just make up documents that don't exist, right? That's not something that Biden would have the ability to do, right? And throughout history, presidents don't control the DOJ until now. So that's not how things work, for one. Secondly, there's also accusations of Trump testing a girl's tightness by yeah, I'll just leave it there. There's accusations of that among other people being there, not just him, but somehow you don't want that to be investigated. I know, that's made up. So here's the deal, man. Every time we mention anything that Trump is implicated in, where he has done something wrong by accusations, you want to say it's made up, you want to say it's liberal agenda, whatever. But
that's not true.
So it's made up what I just said.
Because your evidence is that somebody said Donald Trump like
no. But before you shut up. Before you said if Biden was mentioning these things to doing something awful to young girls or boys, you would want him unalived. But with Trump, it's not true. It's made up. Do you see your double standard and your hypocrisy?
Biden would really do that stuff.
But Biden would. Biden would, but Trump doesn't.
I do not believe Donald Trump.
But you don't even want it investigated. Great, but you don't even want it to be investigated.
I want it investigated. I want it investigated. I just want a fair investigation. I don't want these liberal leftists. These.
Nope, we're not doing this bullshit that you're doing right now. That's not what we're going to do. Okay, we live in reality. If you don't want to live in reality, that's a you problem. Okay.
Put a 1 in the chat if you're fed up with Grape and P3DO apologists. If you're fed up with them, put a 1 in the chat, because I know I am. Having been a victim of child essay myself, I'm fed up with it. I'm fed up of people who can't even spell the word but correctly coming up here thinking they're bright and can have these conversations when, and by the way, I just want to say this on behalf of all of us, liberals, leftists, progressives. I want to say this on behalf of all of us. If you find Obama in the files and he's done something wrong, put him away. If you find Joe Biden in the files and he's done something wrong, put him away. If you find Bill Clinton, well, Bill Clinton is in the files, and if he's done something wrong, put him away. In fact, I suspect he probably has done a lot of things wrong, so put him away.
I'd be surprised if he didn't.
You will not hear one of us trying to go to bat for those people.
Right. Like you are with Trump. Yeah, like you are with Trump.
I'm not.
You're treating Trump as if he's some king that can do no wrong. It's weird that you look up to a leftist. You're doing it again, though. You're doing it again. Why are you treating him like he's this king while everyone else is this made up people that are lying? Why don't you just treat him like a normal person?
Trump is the first president in 20 years to actually care about people and actually try and take down the deep state.
No, he's not. So what you don't understand is Ghislaine Maxwell was tried under Biden's presidency. What you don't understand is the first 5 lots of the files that were released were under Biden's presidency. But for some reason, Donald Trump's the only one. Donald Trump is not trying to take anybody down. He's certainly not trying to take down the deep state. If anything, he is the deep state. Mm-hmm. He's certainly not trying to take down the corporations because he owns a freaking corporation. Mm-hmm. And although he's only been a politician in inverted commas for since 2015 when he came down the gold escalator, he has had dealings with world leaders for the entirety of his career, with world leaders, with important people, with other politicians. He is part of this. And the fact that you can't see that means that you've been lied to and you have fallen for a lie.
Why is Trump's net worth gone up by a factor of 4 since he became president? He was roughly worth about businessman. But so it's okay when he makes. So when any other president's net worth goes up, that's a bad thing. But when Trump makes billions of dollars while being president, that's okay.
I mean, he's a businessman. I can't control what he does on the side.
Actually, yes, you can, because presidents are supposed to give up, their business while they're presidents. They're not supposed to continue making money while they're presidents. And the fact that you think that's okay means you don't know your own laws, you don't know your own constitution, and you don't give a fuck about any of them. You're just a cuck for Donald Trump.
That isn't at all. That isn't true at all, because what you're failing to see is that every other president before Donald Trump has done the same exact thing, except they've made
cool.
We're not.
Name me a president. Name me a president who bought out their own Bible. Name me a president who bought out a meme coin. Name me a president who bought out sneakers or a watch or a fragrance.
That's just how Trump did it. But all these other presidents, they send money to Israel. They send money to the military-industrial complex. They get paid off by all these massive corporations. You're just mad that Trump was able to do it the right way. He had the five.
You have to be trolling. There's no way you're not trolling right now. You're trolling, right? There's no way you're serious with what you're saying.
Why am I trolling?
Because I don't believe you're a real human being and these are your real ideas. There's no way that.
What's wrong? This is what's wrong with liberals. They can never accept a different opinion. They can't just engage with people.
Guys, he has to
talk to people in a normal way.
He has to be trolling, right? I can't accept that this is a real person. I just can't.
You haven't I love the way that you are projecting so badly that we're not engaging. I've brought up multiple things and you've engaged in exactly zero of them, except to say, no, that's fake, or he didn't do that.
Like what? What have you told me that you think I've failed to engage with properly?
You failed to engage on every single point. You've got, when we were talking about him not reporting it to police, you went, yeah, but Mossad and blah, blah, blah. That's not engaging with the point being made to you, that he was apparently aware that JE was a P3DO, and you went off onto some Mossad conspiracy theory.
Mm-hmm. You made an excuse for it.
That's not engaging with the conversation.
Look, if it ever comes out that Donald Trump actually did all those things and that
you would say it's made up. You would say it's made up and it's liberals that are making it up.
I just don't believe CNN and MSNBC.
I don't watch CNN. Erica nor I watch CNN or MSNBC.
No,
get our news.
CNN's not even available here. I want to point out as well, Poopy Pants is another example of someone who I think is being paid by the Democrats. Okay. I have a, and this might be a conspiracy theory, but I have a theory that a lot of the Trumpers that come up on these lives are actually paid by the Democrats, because there's no way that they can think that this makes Donald Trump look good. They must be being paid by Democrats, because otherwise I can't think of a reason for it. So how much are you being paid by Democrats, Poopy Pants?
I think you're just in a left-wing echo chamber, and you guys are kind of just, you're saying I'm brainwashed. They're saying I'm brainwashed in the chat, but I think you guys are kind of just in your own bubble, and you refuse to kind of want to engage with anybody who's even close to right-wing.
Sorry, I just asked you a question. How much are you being paid? No, I don't think they're being paid by Republicans. I think they're being paid by Democrats, because they're so awful at it. They make Republicans look bad. I definitely don't think they're being paid by Republicans, because I would hope Republicans would pick people that would make them look good.
I'm a libertarian. I'm not a Republican.
No, you're not. You literally have a boot on your forehead right now, and you're calling yourself a libertarian. That is wild.
See, that's the problem with you liberals. All you ever want to do is tell people how to think, how to live. Like, you can't just accept people who have their own opinions.
Ooh, what was that? Was that your vibrator?
Started up the chainsaw.
Was that your vibrator?
Started up the.
Oh, I'm surprised you make jokes about the LGBTQ.
Your vibrator just went off, buddy.
I'm not a member of the LGBTQ. Are you saying that people who are only members of the LGBTQ have vibrators? Is that what you're saying?
No, but usually you like leftist types, you freak out about the smallest things.
You mean
Why are
like
you guys?
the
Why are you guys
wait? You
so
mean
angry?
wait? Freaking out about the smallest things like the halftime show at the Super Bowl?
Oh my
Like
God.
getting upset by who's doing the
Okay,
halftime?
first of all,
You're talking about that, right?
first of
Like that's
all,
being a snowflake.
no real Republican, no real right wing person cares about all that nonsense. That is just
Except Trump did.
Democrat
Hang on.
propaganda.
Except Trump did.
And
And Vance.
and you said you're not a Republican or right wing. Like what? Can you make your mind up? I thought you were a libertarian.
Libertarian doesn't necessarily have to be right wing. See, this is
I
again.
know. Oh my God, I don't think you even know what libertarian means.
No,
What's the opposite of libertarian, poopy butt?
The opposite of libertarian. What does that even mean?
So words have antonyms, which means words that mean the opposite. What is the opposite of libertarian?
I don't know. What do you think it is?
It's authority. It's not what I think it is. It's what it is. The opposite of libertarian is authoritarian. I don't think you even. What do you think a libertarian is?
I mean, I think libertarian is somebody who doesn't want the government to impede on their rights and doesn't want a woke DEI agenda to.
No, actually, libertarians wouldn't. As long as a company chose to put in like DEI themselves, a libertarian wouldn't care about it. You're not a libertarian. You don't even know what a libertarian is.
Right, and
What
you're
do you
voting
think
for
it
a
is?
guy who does things that would be totally against what a libertarian does. If you are truly a libertarian, you'd be totally against him dictating
Look,
anything with the LGBT plus community.
Look, I don't agree completely with everything Trump has done, but he has been better than the last three presidents.
But you haven't been
combined.
able to substantiate that, though, unfortunately. All right, I got a couple. Shut up. All right, so J-Ro, thank you for the $1 on the blue app that starts with a V. J-Ro says, being lectured by someone who voted for a person that mocked a disabled person on camera years ago is wild. WJ-Ro in the comments, thank you so much. And then we got Tammy with the 20. Thank you, Tammy, for with the blue app with the V, or on the blue app with a V. Her comment says, he's too lost, he can't be for real. He has all the MAGA talking points and wants to think he's a free thinker. Thank you, Tammy. That's just, I just have to read what they say out loud. You know, I'm just reading. Doesn't represent my views necessarily, but it could. I'm just reading their views. Take it for what you will.
Can we talk about Europe and how Trump was able to get them in check finally?
Sure, what did he do?
What are you even talking about?
How long has the U.S. been carrying NATO and basically giving Europe tons of money and weapons?
What are you talking about? How does NATO funding work, poopy pants? Tell me about NATO funding.
Well, what I've heard, basically the U.S. fronts the entire bill and Europe gets
wrong.
Healthcare for their citizens.
Wrong. Try again.
All right. Let's see. The U.S. taxpayer has to send millions of dollars.
False. You don't send anything outside of your own. Well, you do to things like Ukraine, but try again.
Okay. The U.S. had to send millions of dollars of weapons.
No, incorrect. So I'm going to tell you how NATO funding works. The NATO 5% target, it's now 5%, it was 2%, is what countries have to spend on their own military. Nobody was sending any money to anybody else. It is what you spend on your own military. And just FYI, the US doesn't spend 5% on its own military. And in fact, the country, I think the country that spends the most on its own military as a percentage of GDP is Israel. After that, it's countries like Poland and Latvia, Lithuania, Estonia, and Finland, countries that border that border Russia. They're the ones that are spending the most of their own. And by the way, I very rarely say this, but I wouldn't bother voting in the next election if I were you. You don't seem to really know anything about anything. So the US is not sending money to European countries for their own defense. It was a request from Donald Trump that they spend more of their own money on themselves. So you don't even know how NATO funding works.
All I know and what I think.
No, all you know is nothing. Literally nothing.
The thought terminating cliche. All I know is, at the end of the day, that's their favorite phrases.
Look, I just personally think you guys have been mischaracterizing Donald Trump, and it's unfair, I think, personally, because...
Thank you, Top. That was very generous.
Oh, thank you. Thank you guys for the gifts. To our poor baby that he's been criticized. We should feel so bad for him.
See, this is the problem with you leftists.
Oh, the problem with you is you don't know anything, and yet you don't know when to be quiet. Like, this is the problem with you. The problem with you is you know shit about shit, and yet you're still speaking shit. That's the problem with you.
That's funny.
That's a very rude thing to say to somebody who's just trying to have a conversation about politics. And this is why I can't co-sign the left, because every time
we're not asking you.
We don't care. We don't want you.
Yeah,
we
I'm
don't
not asking you to. Lynn, thank you so much for the 50 cents on the Blue Out with a V. W Lynn, thank you so much, Lynn. That's spelled Lynne. Let's have the big W for Lynn. It says, ask him who was the only country to ask for NATO coverage.
That's a good one. Who's the only country to invoke Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, Poopy Pants?
I mean, we flipped the bill for the entire NATO budget.
No. I've already explained to you that you don't. So who was the only country to invoke Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty, Poopy Butt?
Look, everybody knows that the U.S. is the only thing keeping Europe safe.
No. You're not answering. Again, you asked when you weren't engaging in the questions. That would be now. So which is the only country to ever invoke Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty? And I think you know the answer, but you don't want to say it. So can you please engage in the question being asked to you?
Look, I know exactly what you're trying to say, and I think...
So tell us the answer. Who's the only country who's ever invoked Article 5?
Look, see, this is completely...
No, you're not talking until you tell us the country. I'm done with it now.
The U.S., I guess.
Right. So what you're telling me is that my tax money has been spent to go to war for your country under NATO, but that your tax money has never been spent to go to war for my country or indeed any other country under NATO.
We subsidize your entire healthcare system.
No, prove it. Prove it. Go now. Prove it. And you're not talking again until you prove it.
Just give it 5 years when Trump...
No, prove it. NATO. Prove it. Prove it. You're not talking until you prove it.
I can't prove it because it hasn't happened yet.
I believe how can it not have happened yet? How long has NATO been a thing, sir?
Well, when Trump pulls out of NATO, you're going to find out.
So you can't. So what you're saying is you can't prove it. You have absolutely nothing. You just have opinions. Got you. And they're not even great opinions. I'm going to be honest with you.
Look, I just think if Europe pulled their weight...
I don't care what you think. I want proof.
I
don't care what you think. I want proof.
If Europe just pulled their weight a little more,
then you would have gone to the Falklands for my country.
This guy would have zero.
If the US had pulled its weight a bit more.
This guy would have zero identity if Trump never existed. Like I don't think you would know what to do with your life if Trump wasn't politician. Seems like everything you do is based upon him, which is really creepy. Keep tapping and sharing, guys. Oh, we're almost at 100,000 likes. Tap away. Let's get there. Tap, 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 tap. We are looking for anybody that agrees with this guest, which if you agree with him, that's fucking crazy. Or if you... cool. Yeah, cool. Or also, if you voted for Trump, hit the request button, please. And make sure you guys all subscribe to me on the tube. There's 350 people in here. I expect 350 new subscribers on the tube. And
I'm going to go, though, later.
Yeah, cool. Oh, we got a new guest. Look at that. Perfect timing.
I'd go if I was you as well.
Yeah. Hey, America.
What's up?
Not much, man. I just need to know your age before we move forward.
32.
Okay. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to read this one out loud. Carrie, I really apologize. I just got the notification. 1 second, man. I'll get to you. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay, Carrie, thank you for the 2 on the PP app, the purple PP app. Gosh, what's your comment say? I can't find your comment, Carrie, but thank you so much. W. Carrie, that's K-A-R-I. All right, man. And did you vote for Trump?
Yes, I did. I think he was a lifesaver from Hillary Clinton, to be honest with you.
How so?
She's just so ridden. Even if she's completely innocent, she was so ridden with pre-existing scandals that I couldn't possibly imagine her being in office.
Which pre-existing scandals?
Donald Trump's not ridden with pre-existing.
Excuse me, but Hillary Clinton didn't have 33,000 emails doing government official business on a private server, and then once it was found,
back to the emails.
Destroyed it.
Guys, the emails are coming back.
Do you know what was in the emails?
and most of it.
The answer is no. At least we get Donald Trump's transcripts when he's talking to a foreign leader, or the Epstein files. But you can't tell me one email of the 33,000 that Hillary Clinton had. So yeah, I'd say my argument is pretty valid that he, in the very least, saved us from a Hillary Clinton presidency.
Guys, the emails. The emails.
I heard that you were just in Erica Shantae's live and you ran away with your tail between your legs.
You could have got that.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know who you're talking to.
You must have a penchant for people.
Sorry, I was ordering
today.
Yeah, that's weird, man. Guys, the emails are awful.
You can say it's a hilarious statement, but that's my justification. I'm standing by it.
What was your justification for voting for him in 2024 when he was ridden with accusations and Kamala Harris wasn't?
Well, they were all fake, Erica. They were all fake and made up, Erica. You know.
What was that justification?
Yeah, the justification pivots there because Donald Trump. The justification for Donald Trump in 2024 was the 4 previous years under Sleepy Joe.
And what was wrong with the 4 previous years under Sleepy Joe?
Okay, record inflation, record unemployment,
hang on. First of all,
record unemployment. You mean
record? Asked me, let me answer, Eric.
Well, but hold on.
Addressing your points.
Yeah, but let me land my point at the very least. I was 5 words deep of an 8-word sentence. Why couldn't you give me the breadth of the last 3 words?
Can we address the points as you go along? Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Well, let me at least. Yes, the Erica.
No.
The answer is yes, but let me at least list them so you know what they are.
You are.
Stop saying timing me.
Okay, fine. Say the other thing. So you got inflation, unemployment. What else?
The southern border, immigration was a big one for me.
Okay. So yeah, I do want to go over that. So you're right. There was a record unemployment rate. It hit a record low.
Under Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah. And conveniently enough, I have the Bureau of Labor Statistics right here.
Yeah, pull it up.
3.4. I think it hits 3.4 in April 2023. You see that? I can't see if it's on screen or not. Is it on screen?
No, yeah, I can see it.
Okay, so that's a record low, 3.4. That's when Biden was president. But there's record unemployment high. This was when Trump was president.
That time, please.
Yeah, I just want to state
to that.
Yeah, I will in just 1 second. Now, it hit near 15% unemployment under Trump. Maybe that's what you were referring to. You want me to go back to this? Yeah. What about it?
The date of the low, please.
What's that?
Okay. Yeah, you're doing it right now. What I'm asking, you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I wanted to see was what was the date of the low.
Oh yeah, April 2023. So you are right. There was a record unemployment rate under him. Also, inflation.
What was the date of that spike there?
That was under Trump.
That was in April.
I hear that. What is the date of the start of the spike?
April 2020 was the peak of it. And listen, I'll give you I'll give you stuff here that wasn't obviously necessarily because of him. Obviously, COVID played a role in it. It'd be very disingenuous for me to blame Trump entirely. But I'm trying to be fair here. But
let me get my statement out. You showed me a graph. Let me at least express my statement on the graph.
Okay.
Okay. From what I can tell, but first let's establish a fact. We all agree that massive spike right there that we're looking at is C-19.
Yeah, a lot of things occurred in the economy because of C-19. Yeah.
Okay, but no, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking we can all, as logical people, agree that massive spike that's an anomaly on the graph over the span of 20 years is because of C-19.
Right, just like inflation. Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah, and that's
okay. I'm not making an argument that there was no inflation for C-19. That's not my. I'm just trying to get to a basic fact. That massive spike there was because of C-19.
I already gave you that without you needing to say that. I was very generous in saying.
Okay, then what is the rate
specifically because of Trump
before the spike?
Yeah,
what is the rate?
It was low too, but it didn't hit a record low. It hit 3.6, 3.5, and it hit 3.4 here. Where is it? 3.4 here. Okay.
And when did Donald Trump leave office?
Here.
January
2021, right here.
Okay.
But listen, this isn't a football game. It would be really odd for us to just assign stats to a president and say just the president did this. Right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not saying a president
game.
did that. I'm saying that's exactly my statement, though. You and I are in agreement. My statement is that massive spike that you're seeing. My whole argument, just to this specific graph, I've got multiple points why I voted for Donald Trump, but this specific graph, that's why I asked you for the low point, what date that was, and then the low point before the massive spike, because I'm not equating it to a president, I'm equating it to a pandemic.
Right, but you understand that that's also why Joe Biden, first of all, Joe Biden didn't have record inflation. Record inflation was at the end of the 70s and the early 80s. That was record inflation.
Record inflation for my lifetime, let me clarify.
Okay, well, then you need to be more specific, but not in fact.
Or just not pick at every word I say. But...
Hang on. Not in fact record inflation. But I want to add to that inflation was also because of COVID-19. Because inflation is a factor that comes in after something that's happened. It's I can't remember the word for it. It's like a trailing indicator. It's not a precursor, right? And that inflation, it occurred at the exact same time as the rest of the world had high inflation. So, for example, in some European countries, it got to 14-15%. In my country, it got to 11.2. Mm-hmm. You topped out at 9.1, I think.
Like that.
And that was also because of COVID-19. So if we're saying, oh, well, this thing happened under Trump, and we can all say that's because of C-19, the inflation that occurred under Biden also happened as a result of C-19.
Yeah, I never made the argument deferring.
No, but that was your that was one of your arguments. Yeah.
You tried to.
Yeah, it was. You're right, but Erica, what you guys are mistaking is I'm not equating it that Donald Trump. My statement is very clear. Donald Trump, I have more confidence that he will keep inflation down and run government better than Joe Biden.
No,
Point blank
no,
period.
no.
I stated
No,
three core
stop,
categories
stop,
because you,
stop.
I don't.
Erica, stop
Stop.
interjecting and allow me to
No,
finish
I
my
won't.
statement.
No,
That's why
I
we're
won't.
talking about this right now, because you won't allow someone else to speak.
Right, that's not true. What I want to point out to you is when you
Let me finish without speaking, Erica.
I asked you the very specific question
And then
regarding.
didn't let me finish, did you? I literally said you
Yes,
cut me
oh,
off
for
5
God's
words
sake.
into my sentence, Erica. I started my entire statement with that because you did not let me finish.
You're very emotional.
No, I'm just clarifying. If
can
you allow me
clarify
to
some-
finish my thought
You can be emotional
before
and
you
clarify something.
interject. Yeah, well, there's a lot of reasons, and I think you guys are getting stuck on one specific reason. I gave the economy as a general why. I agreed with Trump. That's where I started.
No, you didn't.
And
You
then,
specifically
Erica, let me
you said
finish the
inflation,
thought.
but you're changing it
because
now,
you
though.
said inflation and unemployment.
And we
you
addressed
said-
both of
Can I
those.
clarify for myself,
no,
please?
stop.
Maybe
You
I
can
did make a
change
mistake.
your
But why
argument.
won't you let me speak?
Yeah, you can change your argument because that's what you're doing now. But we want to make
Sure.
it very clear your first
Listen.
argument was inflation and unemployment, and those were not good things. Those were
And
not
what
good
was
talking
my
points.
other one?
Well, you mentioned the border. We can get to the
border.
border. I want to keep that separate
Okay,
for now.
before we do, can I land my plane, please?
Go ahead and land your plane. I'm just saying
Erica,
what you said before is different than what
Erica,
you're saying now. Go ahead, land it. Go
Fair
ahead, land
enough. Fair enough. Listen, I'll concede just so that I can get this out.
it. Okay, good.
Erica, I am here to have a good faith argument to come to a better conclusion, truthfully. Please allow me the breath to finish my thought. It is very rude and condescending to cut me off in the middle of what I'm saying.
Okay, good.
All I would like to clarify is I was giving multiple reasons why I like Donald Trump. I gave you 3 categories.
Okay.
You cut me off when I was listing my 3 to talk about one specific. You literally said I would like to dig on you to get into the specifics. And I said, at least let me finish my statement. And then I went into the economy. We broke it down even further. And I gave you 3 because I could only get 3 out. Inflation and unemployment was 2. And I can't remember what the third one is for the life of me.
The border.
But I gave you 3 yeah, that's right, because of housing. I gave you 3 reasons there, and you're stuck on inflation. My argument, since we're so deep from the economy, the general statement I made, I will just leave it at this. I have more faith in Donald Trump when it comes to business items for a U.S. economy than I do Joe Biden. I have had more press time with Donald Trump, so I understand what's going on and what his plans are, even if they're crazy, than I did with Joe Biden.
Okay.
That's my plan.
Okay, cool. Let's address that then. Okay, so why do you have more faith in the economy? Because we tackled the inflation, we tackled the unemployment thing. Why do you have more faith in Trump to handle the economy than, say, Biden did, or any Democrat for that matter?
I would say 2 reasons. One, for the transparency of knowing what's actually going on. It doesn't take. I don't have to wait to understand what Donald Trump's target or aim is or what he's trying to do. He'll just fucking tweet it. That's 1. 2 is just at this point. Before it was precognition from what I thought he was going to do. Now I just have history of what he has done. He's brought a lot of foreign investment into the private. If even half of what he's saying is true with the foreign investment into the private sector of the USA, it's going to be historic.
Okay.
If even half of what they're stating is true.
Okay. What about the economy got better or will get better because of Trump? Specifically, like something that we can measure and talk about.
Okay, I would say the biggest drivers probably gas, in all honesty. And I know the argument there. I don't like bringing it up, and this is why. Because I understand the limited ability and a limited power that Donald Trump has on gas prices. I get it.
Okay. But
his power through strength, I think, shows a confidence level in the United States. And an example of this that I would give is the power through strength example would be seizing oil tankers when they're off route and they're not adhering to trade laws, seizing it, confiscating the oil, and keeping the tanker. Whether it's right or wrong, whether it is right or wrong, it shows strength. The strike on the nuclear facilities of Iran, That's a big deal too. That shows a lot of strength. The U.S. did that without anybody even knowing it, and then Venezuela having just the balls to do that, I think, is the strength. That's what I think he's done to drive gas prices down.
Okay. There's a lot to mention there. Trump came into here. I'm gonna go ahead and share this real quickly. There's a lot to mention there, but let's just get to gas prices. Let me show this on screen here a little bit. Let me get all the way to like the peak right here, so you can see that. Oh gosh, you're not gonna be able to see that. All over.
Show the whole graph, dog. Otherwise, you're just being disingenuous.
I am. It looks different on my screen than yours, so I'm trying to shift it over.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to make a point here. Okay. So my point is that Biden left office here. I'm going to keep going. And you're telling me Trump did that last little bit?
I can't see the graph, dude. I can't even see the data.
Yes, you can. I'm seeing it on
my phone. Oh, you're saying this is...
Okay, I'll shift it over more. I have my phone.
Scroll the graph a little bit
I have my phone over. I'm just saying you can see it. Let's shift it over even
more.
There
you go. Okay, now scroll on the timeline.
Okay. Biden left office.
Go to November 2024.
Well, hold on. No, Biden left office in January. Okay. So you're telling me
that Trump, I'm going based off when Trump won the election. He was making calls
but he wasn't in office.
No,
he wasn't in office.
Hey, whatever. Go ahead.
Okay. So you're telling me that last
Sleepy Joe was well known.
You're telling me all that decrease, and that last 5% of it was Trump?
How much of a decrease is that from the original before Joe Biden?
Okay. Again, these aren't football stats. You're treating
you are showing a graph. Address the whole graph. Stop trying to gaslight me. When did Donald Trump take office? Or when did Joe Biden take office?
Biden came into office here as it was already going up. And we can explain exactly why it went up. We can explain like precisely why it's going up. Are you aware of the OPEC plot?
So stop there before we do, and I will let you. I will sit here and let you address it. Before I do, that spike under Joe Biden and that decline where you're trying to get it on a low is still 100% more.
Okay, but again, this isn't a football game. Right, this isn't a football game.
This is history.
Remember when you acknowledge this isn't a football game, and it's not about.
Out on me.
Okay, but you acknowledge this isn't a football game, so it's not like this stat happened under this person, therefore they did everything about that stat.
I agree with that.
All right, so let's not talk about it like it's a football game.
Okay,
let's talk about it.
Can we ask America First a question? Why did that spike occur, America First?
That's right here. But
no,
specifically,
in my opinion, yes.
Partially, actually, yes. But what specifically about C-19 caused that spike to occur?
I'm not sure. Probably the Ukrainian-Russian war.
No, incorrect. Doug, can you go to the bit where it drops right down, where the oil price drops right down? No, not the top of the spike.
I mean, you
mean down here?
The very
massive war will definitely spike.
This one, right here.
That's not what spiked the oil. That's not what spiked the oil price. So, what month is that? Is that March or April 2020? Doug?
May 2020.
May 2020. Okay. So, in May 2020, Donald Trump, because the bottom had fallen out of the oil market, he went to OPEC Plus. You know who they are, right?
Yep.
Okay. So he went, and you can look all this up, factual information. It's all available online. It's what's called the OPEC Plus 2020 deal. Okay. He went to OPEC because the oil companies in the US were losing their minds because it was costing them more to pump a barrel of oil out of the ground than they were able to make on it. So in order to raise the price of oil back to a point where the oil companies were making any money, he went to OPEC and he asked them to reduce production by 10%, which was about, I think it's 10 million barrels of oil a day, something like that. He went to them and asked them to reduce production by 10%. So Donald Trump went to them, asked them to do it, and they said, yes, we'll do that, but we'll only do it for a period of 2 years. Now, the deal in itself, not a bad thing, was what needed to happen at the time because the bottom had fallen out of the oil market. However, my contention would be, but this is only with the benefit of hindsight, we can say, well, actually 2 years is a bit long because we don't know when the country's going to open, when the world, in fact, is going to open back up again and people are going to be using oil, right? But because that was for 2 years, Doug, can you go back to the chart a minute?
Yeah, I just wanted to show that what she was talking about here, that she was correct. See on screen how a record 9.7 million barrels per day was cut in May and June of 2020, which was 10%. I just want to just verify that she wasn't pulling that out of her ass whatever. Yeah. So let's go back. So let's now go back. So let's now go back to the chart.
If you go back to the chart, can you now go back to the very top of the spike, Doug?
Yeah. Right.
And what month is that?
June 2022.
June 2022. So that's the month after that deal finished, right? So the top of the spike is the month after that deal finishes. Then when that deal finishes and OPEC ramp up production again, that is what then causes the drop in the oil price.
Right.
So we're not saying that it's a bad thing that Donald Trump made that deal. It isn't. But with the benefit of hindsight, we can say, well, the world opened up far earlier than he anticipated that it would. And so making that deal for 2 years meant that because there was reduced oil production for 2 whole years, the price went up and up and up and up. So that, and it's not just Donald Trump, it's OPEC as well, because they were also, they agreed to that deal too. The reason, the main reason why the oil prices went up was the OPEC plus 2020 deal. And Joe Biden did go to OPEC multiple times and ask them to, to take out that contract, but it was a legally binding contract. The Saudis refused. And the reason that oil prices are going down now is not because you're seizing tankers. It's because he's asked the Saudis to up production again.
Right. So it's basic supply and demand. When supply goes down and demand goes up, prices go up, and then vice versa. So that was the main reason why gas prices went up. Is just what she was saying.
I don't disagree with her. I mean, I think that's a great logical argument. My claim was never. I started my claim off by saying that presidents have very limited impact to gas, and then I went on to clarify that I think it's through a power of strength and stability. I concede that the price of gas, the president has limited power on. I would just much rather have a president that can have a coherent sentence, and I'm not fed bullshit over a 2-3 year span when we were questioning his cognitive ability. I know that guy, what he's doing, because he's on Twitter. He's on he's on X, and he's on Truth Social, and he's every day he's tweeting,
ranting, like
and none of them make sense.
No, I've already conceded, Erica. I agree with you that's probably a reason that you saw a spike and you saw a decline. I think C19 has a purpose in it. My whole argument wasn't based around oil, and I started that statement off with what I just regurgitated. I agree with you. But I still think that we are going to see, on average, lower prices of gas and lower prices of groceries under a Donald Trump presidency.
He can't lower groceries.
Versus a Joe Biden presidency.
But groceries are higher now. He can't lower groceries.
And again, I agree to you. I already conceded that a president has limited ability, especially in a capitalist nation, to dictate the prices of goods. That's a socialist ideology.
Well, it's
but
not.
I still think
that's not what socialism is. But then why did you make the point that he would lower that there would be lower groceries?
Not him personally. That's the point I'm trying to clarify here many times. I'm not saying he personally is going to call the owner of Walmart and say, lower your fucking prices. I'm saying globally, we have a power through strength going on under this president. We saw it with, I'll re-clarify, the strikes on the Iranian nuclear facility.
But that was
the
based
Venezuela
on false intelligence. But based on false intelligence, though, right? Our own intelligence.
False intelligence or not, as a United States citizen, you should be happy that a country that teaches in their elementary school to kill to kill Americans, that them not even being, I'm not even comfortable with them having nuclear energy.
But hold on though. But our own intelligence said that we had no info at all that they had nuclear capability. It was based on Trump's ideas.
Again,
and Trump's
I don't
idea
care,
alone.
and there is intelligence in the IAEA.
Though. But that's not strength, though. That's the opposite.
We do have intelligence. Where are you getting that claim?
Our own intelligence said otherwise.
The IAEA under the JCPOA has already come out in a 2018 or 2021 report where they clarified that they have found that Iran has 83% enriched uranium. The next step is 90%. No nuclear reactor operates, as far as I'm aware, unless you can prove me wrong, on nuclear fusion greater than 60%.
Tulsi Gabbard,
the UN came out with that report too.
Tulsi Gabbard, this is at the time, Tulsi Gabbard specifically said that we don't have any evidence of them having nuclear capability. Trump did it on his own accord. That's a really, really weak thing for a president to do. Not to mention, if you're talking about the boats, no evidence that they had drugs on it at all. No evidence whatsoever. So we're killing human beings based on, again, false intelligence.
You have no evidence of that. That's what you need to clarify.
No, they do, and you're okay with our government. You're okay with our government killing people because maybe they have substances. You're okay with them killing individuals. That's an awful thing to vote for.
Let me elaborate then. I was in the Marine Corps and I was in the Army. Let me educate just a little bit here. Those strikes go through so many different chains of command for you to assume that the president just calls a boat and says, you're going to strike that.
They haven't provided the evidence. They haven't provided the evidence. I don't care if you were in the military. That's not anything.
JAG has already cleared these as legal strikes.
The legal system of the United States military has already out. You're saying he's transparent. They haven't provided the transparency to us in regards to that. And even if they did have even if they did have drugs, even if they did have drugs, that is a horrible justification to kill somebody.
It's what we've used for the entirety of the United States' existence.
You're advocating to kill human beings because they have substances. Why not just get them in the water? Why not just pull them over in the water and take the substances away instead of killing
Have you
them?
ever chased a speedboat
You're telling me our military is so weak that we can't capture somebody in the water? We have that weak of a military. We can't capture people.
I would say military strategy, anyone that has like any kind of basic knowledge of military strategy would realize that would displace your units so fast. Like, that's the stupidest strategy.
To capture
high resource.
People? We do it all the time.
Most high-speed chases end in death anyway.
No, they don't. It would be very easy to capture them, by the way. You're advocating to kill human beings because potentially they had drugs. No.
That's not what I'm saying at all.
Well, that's what we did.
You're making that claim to be. That's not my statement.
That's what we did, and that's what you're advocating for.
That's not what we did as far as I'm concerned.
Did we not kill them?
Yes, we did.
For having drugs, correct?
Not for having drugs, for being narco-terrorists.
For having drugs. Okay, so why
not
capture them? For being
part of a narco...
So capture
There's a difference
them.
between a narco and a narco-terrorist.
So capture them and take them through due process. So you're advocating we kill people based on potentially them being terrorists? Why don't we take them through due process? So you just kill them.
We had a whole global war. I have 2 GWATs for it. Global War on Terrorism ribbon. I have 2 fucking awards for it.
For killing
Absolutely,
people?
I agree with that. Yeah, to kill terrorists?
We don't know if they're terrorists.
What do you think we were doing in Afghanistan or Iraq?
You think I don't advocate for that.
Okay, well, then we fundamentally agree, and so does the entire U.S. military.
Shushies, is Thick still in the chat? Because Thick might be.
Yeah, Thick, if you want to come up, you can speak on this. I know you're probably like itching to do so. I'll give you an invite. You don't have to come up though, Thick, but if you want, you can. But yeah, anyways, guys, what's up, man?
You get a GWAT ribbon for basic training. What are you talking about?
Okay. I don't even need to display my rank. I'm not wrong.
You're acting like
Explain to me the act of Congress, global war on terrorism. Explain to me why I have 2 GWATs, literally called global war on terror.
You get one for graduating basic. Stop acting
I
like
know. I'm not bragging about
You literally are.
No, I'm not. I'm stating that yes, we do as the United States military.
Never in a conversation where I have had to bring up any topic revolving around military strategy, my time in the military, have I ever said, you know what? I have a GWAT. That makes me an expert.
That's not at all my statement. Why are you misconstruing my statement?
You said, I have 2 GWATs. I'm clearly the authority on this topic.
That's not what I said. That's not my point either. My point, I was asked, you think it's okay for us to just go kill terrorists? And I stated, yes. We have an entire global war on terrorism through Congress. I have 2 GWATs. Explain that, why they give a ribbon to you for, you're right, graduating basic training for global war on terrorism.
When did we declare war on Iraq and Afghanistan?
We declared war on global terrorists.
No. When did we declare?
I think 2020.
When did Congress vote to declare war?
2020.
That's incorrect. The last time Congress voted to declare war was World War II.
I'll look it up. I think I'm right.
And 2020 is wild, by the way, because the global war on terror was like in the early 9/11 was 2009, wasn't it? Or
2001.
2010?
Afghanistan. We invaded Afghanistan in 2001. We invaded Iraq in 2002. The last time that Congress voted to declare war was World War II.
It definitely wasn't 2020. What?
Absolutely not.
Sorry. Yeah, I meant early 2000s. I didn't mean 2020. I just said 2020. But again, my statement stands true. I don't know how many times I have to repeat it.
When did Congress vote to declare war on Iraq?
They didn't formally. They passed the Authorization for Use of Military Force Act.
Correct, which was a mistake. We never.
But they did it, and there's been no documentation to end it. Therefore, for the last 20 years, the United States has been at war with global terrorists.
No, even Bush said we weren't at war. It was a police action. We were never at war.
Okay, that's your claim.
No, that's literally the federal government's claim under the Bush administration.
And my argument is they were giving. I was asked. Let me just legality. All that aside. Take all that argument aside.
Legality is literally what we're talking about.
I just want to get my point across, Dick.
Legality aside, because we're literally discussing.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think we're at an impasse, Dick. I think you're going to think what you want to, and I'm going to think what I want to. I'm at least going to clarify why I think it. You can attack it all you want.
This isn't an impasse. I'm talking about.
It is at an impasse. I think you're wrong. I was given ribbons for it.
I'm talking about the law.
Okay, but you agree with me. They passed the Authorization for Use of Military Force Act in 2001 after the September 11th attacks, which then authorized the executive branch to use equal force or
Hold on. Be careful with the words that are about to come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I know. Excessive force is the wrong word. I stopped myself. Appropriate force. That's what I was thinking of. Authorize them to use appropriate force.
Hey, my guy, stop trying to fucking steamroll. Like you said,
I'm just trying to clarify.
Explain to me the equal force that was being used by boats in the ocean south of us. Explain equal force. Also, just to clarify,
equal wasn't right though. I checked myself.
As a quote unquote narco-terrorist, you guys just watched a lot of Narco on Netflix, and now that word's being thrown around. There's no such thing as a quote unquote narco-terrorist. That's not a real thing.
All words are used to describe something.
There's no such thing as
a social norm. Words have to be agreed upon socially.
That Republicans have made up.
Look, again, I'm just going to revert back to the same thing. That's why I'm saying we're at an impasse. I am stating Please let me finish. Because again, we're dealing with what Erica was doing to me.
I'm referring to the law. You're referring to.
You've already agreed with me.
You're referring to your fifis and your tum-tum.
No, I'm referring to the Authorization of Use of Military Force Act, which you agree was enacted, and you won't let me go and elaborate on it at all.
What force were boats in the oceans
to the south of the
United States, outside of our borders? What force were they perpetrating on us?
I'm not going to go until you calm down.
I'm very calm.
You're not. You're not allowing me a thought.
Because
you spoke. Man.
Because thank you. Thank you. All I am stating is the authorization for use of military force, and I tried to clarify myself. Authorize the executive branch to operate under necessary.
Also, hey, buddy.
Oh my God! I'll never be able to get it out. Let me know when you're done.
Was the AUMF repealed? Was the AUMF repealed?
You're allowed to speak, man.
Give me the courtesy to speak. I'm not going to be
go ahead.
Answer when you don't allow me.
AUMF repealed. Yes.
No, host, you should have a little bit of control on the panel.
Go ahead. You were speaking. Go ahead.
My sentence.
Go ahead, please.
Was the AUMF repealed? Yes or no?
And now I'm being muted.
Was it repealed? Yes or no?
I'm not going to play your game if you're not going to allow me
It's not a game. You literally keep trying to point to.
I'm just trying to get decent respect here.
You are literally trying to point to the AUMF as though that gives the executive branch carte blanche authority to do whatever they want, without recognizing the fact that the AUMF was repealed, wasn't it?
You can respond.
You're Googling this, aren't you? Because you didn't know that.
No, I am actually working.
You didn't know that it was repealed,
You're just working in the middle of a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, what if he's not going to allow me to finish my thoughts?
You are speaking right now. You have the ability to speak right now, and you decide to work.
He hasn't shown me that he'll let me finish a single sentence.
You're allowed to finish a sentence.
Repealed?
Yeah, it was. I think
it was.
According to what you're saying, yeah, sure,
it was.
I'm ready to move on because then maybe you'll calm down about the topic and we can have a civil discussion.
No. We're not moving on. It was repealed, so you can't possibly use
I would just like to talk about something you're less emotional about, so that way we can have a civil conversation.
You can't use the AUMF as like justification for what happened because the AUMF has been repealed.
You can respond. It seems like you're just trying to give up because I don't know.
Yeah, I've already said, sure, I concede. I'd rather talk about something he's not so emotional about so we can have a civil discussion.
Oh, buddy, if you think this is emotional.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not, you're a very rude person. I'm just trying to finish my thought.
I just don't.
So you're not even letting me do it? You're not even letting me do it right now.
We were silent for
You did, Erica. He was not.
We were silent. No, all of us were just silent for like 30 seconds waiting
That's
for
not
you
true.
to respond. It
That's
is
just not true.
absolutely true. Go comment section. Put a 1 in the chat if everyone was just silent waiting for him to respond. Like we were just all completely silent waiting for your response. And you didn't say anything.
You know what's really funny? Somebody in YouTube, you're still there. Hey, Nate's memes. If you're still in YouTube, his comment was, "I'd like to see Lil Dougie try to pass basic training. He probably wouldn't last half a day." I got news for you. I'm a veteran. I just didn't say it to him when he was saying it because it wasn't relevant. I didn't have to. I'm a veteran. So there you go, buddy. Not only did I last a half a day, I last the entire basic training. So sucks to be you. Sorry. Anyways, I had to respond to that. Someone could speak. I was just responding to somebody on YouTube.
Still waiting to hear how the AUMF, which has been repealed, is justification now.
I'd just like to point out to everyone, we're sitting in silence again, waiting for a response.
Okay, there's no need to berate. I've already asked to move on.
I'm not berating you yet.
Nobody.
But you're also not being respectful enough to let me finish.
No, I'm not, because I don't respect you.
Okay, well then you shouldn't be up here talking to strangers if you can't give basic, decent respect.
There was just silence for another period of time in which you chose not to speak, in which we were all waiting for your answer. And we all know...
And I told you I don't care to give an answer. If I'm disrespected...
We all know that the reason that you have now chosen to move on is because you got cooked, because you were claiming that that act of Congress was the reason that they had justification to blow boats out of the water, because there was a global war on terror when the act was repealed more than 20 years ago.
David, thanks for the...
Hold on. David, hold on. In 2023, and that wasn't my claim.
David, thanks for the 5 on the blue out with a V. It says, David, thank you for the 5 on the Blue Out with a V. It says, America first. Will you please stop trying so hard to play the victim? It makes you sound whiny and weak like Trump. Go suck on your gwat. GWOT.
I need to apologise. I was looking at the date it was issued, not the date it was repealed. It wasn't repealed 20 years ago. But unlike America First above me, I am able to, say I made a mistake when I made a mistake. It's crazy, right?
I didn't make a mistake. Let me re-clarify without getting jumped. Just let me finish the statement. My claim was I was asked if I think it's okay for us to kill terrorists. And I said yes. We've been in a global war on terror. I don't care if it just got wiped. It was enacted for 20 years. The majority of my life, we were in a global war on terror, where in Afghanistan, Iraq, and Yemen, we were murdering Al-Qaeda and ISIS and Hamas, right? We've been at war with terrorism for 20 years. That's my argument. My claim is nothing other than that. And so, yes,
Then
to go all the way full circle,
your claim,
to go all the way full circle, yes, I do agree that it is okay for the United States to kill terrorists.
Okay, prove to me the guys in the boats were terrorists. Substantiate your claim.
Okay, I agree personally.
No, that's it was not a agree or disagree question. I said prove
Why
to
ask
me.
me the question?
I did not ask you an agree or disagree question. I did not say do you agree or disagree. I said
that's the question I was asked that you started on.
If you want people to stop fucking interrupting you while you're yapping, do the fucking same.
I'm
right?
just showing
if
you how it
want me
feels.
to treat you, if you want me to treat you with a modicum of fucking respect, then
You already said you weren't, so that's why I'm not giving you the breath.
Prove to me beyond a shadow of a doubt that those people in those boats were terrorists.
I don't
This is
owe
not
you
an
that.
agree or disagree question.
I don't owe you that.
Oh, then your claim is completely irrelevant.
Honestly, Thick, the way that you're coming at me, I don't think you care
Then
what
your
I'm
claim
going to
is
say.
Okay, so
Therefore,
America
I'm
First,
just not
why did-
giving
your
you
claim is
any
irrelevant.
respect.
Okay, America First, give me the
Your claim is
evidence.
irrelevant.
Host, I'm losing respect for you not putting it in check.
Okay, give Erica
claim is
or
irrelevant.
I the evidence then. If you can't give it to him, give it to Erica or myself that they were terrorists.
That they were terrorists? Okay, the evidence is, in my opinion, Donald Trump.
Evidence is evidence. It's not in your opinion. Evidence is completely 100%.
See, this is why I'm not going to do it. I didn't even get to finish.
I know, but we don't want your opinion.
How can I give you or Erica something if you're not going to mute Thick
but
while
America
he's
First,
jumping me at word 5?
We don't want your opinion. I want the evidence, the facts.
Then until you put it in check, I can't respect you enough to have a conversation. Because that was 5. You told me
I keep interrupting
to
you?
speak
America
to you
First?
and Erica.
It sounds like you
5
don't have
words
evidence.
in,
Interrupting
Thick
you?
jumped me and didn't let me finish,
Erica,
and you
do
haven't
know
put it
why?
into check
America,
yet.
America, do you know why I keep interrupting you? I keep interrupting you because you keep saying things like
Well,
in
thank
my
you for
opinion,
at least admitting you're
or
doing
I
it.
feel,
Well, of course he
right,
is.
and I'm going to continue to. You keep saying it's my
Host,
in
put
my
it in
opinion.
check, otherwise I'm done with the
like.
conversation.
If I'm asking you, give me evidence, it means give me irrefutable
And
proof,
I don't
not
owe you
in
that.
my opinion or
I
vibes.
That sounds
don't
like an
If that's the case,
excuse.
then I don't give a shit about
That sounds
anything
like
you
an
have to say
excuse,
because you're just going off
America.
of feelings.
Right. All right.
Oh,
Hold on, Cassie. Thank you.
I don't
for
owe
the-
it to him. Show
Cassie,
me respect, Thick,
Cassie,
and I will go
hold
down the
on.
rabbit hole with you.
Hold on.
Earn it.
Cassie, thank you for the 2 on the Blue Out with the V. W. Cassie. That's Cassie. It says, if you look up the definition of crybaby, you would find a picture of this guest crying more. W. Cassie in the comments. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Cassie.
Can I add to that? The general rule is that that opinions presented without evidence can be we can get rid of them without any evidence to the contrary.
Right.
So if you don't present evidence that is true, then we can just completely, because all the things that we've talked about, when we were talking about gas prices, we presented you with the evidence of the gas prices. When we were talking about the OPEC Plus deal, we presented you with evidence that deal did in fact occur and how long it was. But if you are giving us a claim without evidence, then it means that we can just ignore it if you can't present evidence to back up your claim.
Yeah, that's Hitchens' razor. So the
Okay.
So
then,
yeah, what
then
can
if
be
we're not-
assert? what can be asserted without evidence can also be dismissed without evidence. Meaning, if you can make this claim without evidence, we're just going to dismiss it without evidence.
Okay, go ahead and dismiss it. I've been asking for you guys to get off this for a while now.
Because you don't have the evidence?
Again,
no, because I'm not being given the respect to give a full answer.
But then, right? But that's that. With respect, that's.
But that, Erica, you've given me.
Anyway, with respect, that
sounds like an excuse.
Because the reason
sounds like
you don't want the reason you don't want to talk about this anymore is because you can't present evidence for it. So you want to escape onto another topic. By the way, you have presented evidence for 0 things that you have claimed today. Not one thing have you presented any evidence for. You've given a lot of opinion about things, and actually everything that you've claimed, we have been able to refute your claim with evidence. So your claim regarding unemployment, we were able to show you that the peak in unemployment occurred under Donald Trump, not under Joe Biden, and that Joe Biden actually had record low unemployment. You claimed that there was a record high inflation under Joe Biden, which was untrue. It's the record high of inflation was actually the late 1970s, early 1980s under Carter and then Reagan. And then you pivoted to in my lifetime, which is not, that's not like record in your lifetime means nothing, because if you're 5 years old, the record in your lifetime is whatever. You then made a claim about gas prices, which we were able to refute with evidence. You've brought no evidence about anything, and you might say, well, I don't owe you any evidence because you're rude and you keep talking over me. But nonetheless, you have presented 0 evidence for any of your claims.
Keep tapping and sharing, guys. If you're enjoying the live, click the red follow button on TikTok in the top left. If you're enjoying it on YouTube, click the subscribe button in the top right. We are 9 away from the gift goal. If you guys want to help hit that, make sure you guys all send your heart me's, and pay links are there on screen. It's very appreciated but not needed. So you're welcome to respond to that, man.
I just want to say, I don't think it's that he's lying. I don't think he's lying, because a lie means that you purposefully are telling untruths.
Correct.
I don't think he's lying. I just think he hasn't taken the time to research the claims that he's made. He's giving us an opinion where we can refute the opinion. So I think the comments are being a little bit ungenerous here, in the sense that I don't think he's purposefully lying. I just think that he's quite happy to just go along with what he's being told about things without actually researching them.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Thank you guys so much for helping reach that gift goal. You guys are the best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me set up a new one. You're welcome to respond. And guys, we are looking for opposition. Opposition being anyone who's a conservative, Republican, you disagree with the background, you voted for Trump. There's a guest request button. Please do click it. All right, so I'm going to take this silence as a concession.
That was one of many topics of why I voted for Donald Trump and why I like Donald Trump. If you want to get into the legalities of stuff, I have no problem doing that, Erica, and I'm still willing to give it a try with you guys. But I would like at least the courtesy of the host acknowledging that if I am not allowed to get a thought out or a sentence out, it's no longer a good faith debate. And the only way to stop that is to go silent and let the other individual cool down. And that's what I did.
I feel in relation.
And also it's US 10, US Article 10, I believe, is the legality in which those strikes are being presented, and which I think JAG has reviewed.
US 10 is all you're going to say?
Yeah, I'm reading it right now.
So I can just Google US 10.
US Article 10, I think it said US Article 10. I'm going to try to pull it up here.
No, it's not Article 10, it'd be Code 10.
Yeah, code, article, whatever it is. I got it on my screen right here. I've been reading through it because I actually don't know, to be completely honest. I don't know the legal course. I just trust our government and our legal system since I've been in the military.
Seriously?
To have the legal border, the legal border lines. Let me finish. I was
Go ahead.
silent for so long. Just let me finish my thought.
Go ahead.
Okay. I have stated my argument. Stop. I stated my argument that in the last 20 years of 22 years, the United States has been in a global war on terror. I was in the military during that time. I was asked the question. All of this is because I was asked the question, do you agree with killing terrorists? Yes. Then it got all the way to the legality of it. I don't know. I don't know exactly how it works. And there's nothing wrong with not knowing exactly how it works. But I trusted the system that was in place because it's a robust system. And then this is where the justification comes into.
Hey, so what happened at the beginning of the Trump administration with a bunch of JAG officers? What happened? Just for clarification.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm showing you the
Trump
code.
administration.
Okay, I'll make this bigger. I'll give you the courtesy of making your screen bigger. I do want to say that when you first came onto live, you said you voted for Trump because he's very transparent, and now you're just blindly trusting the government despite any transparency. I just find that to be going against exactly what you said.
Okay, if that's what your claim is to be, so be it. I don't think that's what my claim was.
You said
Let
he was
me
transparent.
re-clarify.
You said he was the most transparent president. You did say he was the most transparent president, and this is the opposite of being transparent, and you're blindly believing it.
If he wasn't transparent, how would I know where to find this?
What? How would you know how to find some sort of what? Are you serious?
What are you talking about? You Google things. It's not. He's not told you where to find that. Stop it.
Let me finish.
You're now making ridiculous claims that are just ridiculous, and we can all find Code 10. Like, stop it.
Title 10.
In February of last year, the Trump administration purged the JAG Corps from the DOD. So if you are going to sit here and say, well, I trust the government because it has to go through JAG, that doesn't really hold a lot of water when the Trump administration, in February of last year, purged the JAG Corps and installed sycophants instead of people who are impartial. Do you not recall when the Trump administration fired hundreds of JAG officers?
Okay.
Do you not recall this?
I don't think it matters for my point.
It does matter because you're saying, well, it has to go through all of these.
How many JAG officers are there and how many got fired?
And
let's play your game.
And I trust the government. Why would the Trump administration have to fire the JAG Corps writ large if they were doing things correctly?
How many people were fired?
Why would the Trump administration have to fire the hundreds of people out of the JAG Corps if they were doing nothing wrong?
I'm trying to get to it.
I just want you to answer that question directly. In fact, I want you to answer
conversations with you, Thick.
Then answer the question.
I'm trying.
Then just answer it.
Then let me speak.
Then quit bitching about not being able to speak and just fucking answer the question. Just answer the question. Why would they fire the JAG officers if they weren't doing anything wrong?
Give me the breath to answer, or I will just go silent again.
Then answer it instead of saying, let me answer it.
Okay. How many people were fired?
That's not an answer to the question.
You're responding to a question with a question.
It's not. If you let me finish, you would learn it's not a question. It's just it just sounds like it from the start. Let me ask the question. If you think I'm crazy, let me at least ask it.
But it sounds like a question.
How many? Okay, then.
That was funny. Come on, that was funny, right?
How many?
It's not a question, but it sounds like a question.
How many people?
And then he followed. No, I'm going to mute you. And then he followed that up, Doug, with "Let me just ask my question." So it was a question after all.
It's not. This is why you guys have communication problems. You just will not allow someone else to speak.
No, you have communication.
Then just
problems.
let me.
No, because you have communication problems because your justification was very much, and everybody in here heard it. Your justification for why they were allowed to bomb those boats was that this act from 2002 was still in place until Thick pointed out.
It was never my claim.
It was your claim. And in fact, this is all on YouTube, so we can all go.
I hope it is. What's the channel so I can go clip it and send it to the host.
Dougielifts, Dougielifts.
Dougielifts?
Dougielifts, yeah, link is in my bio.
I'll reiterate the question one more time, and I won't do it slowly because I
If
don't
you
think
won't
speed
let
is
me
the
answer,
problem.
don't ask me a question.
I'm going to
Vic.
reiterate the question one more time.
Don't ask
And
me a
the
question if you won't
has
let me
nothing
answer
to
it.
do with the amount of
I'm not
JAG
going to
officers
ask you
there
a
are.
question back.
The question is, why would the Trump administration have to fire any JAG officers whatsoever if they were doing things correctly and by the book?
My guess is they weren't.
I don't want to guess. I want an answer.
If you allow me to answer, Thick, just mute yourself
I
and let
allowed
me.
you to respond there. You then did respond, and then I retorted.
How many JAG officers were fired versus how many JAG officers are in place?
Relevancy.
Oh, your claim is Donald Trump
I
fired
have not
JAG
made a claim.
officers.
I've not made a
and
claim.
You are in, and you are.
I have not made a
is
claim.
not that Donald Trump fired JAG officers.
I did not make a claim. That is what happened. That is not a claim.
Okay, what happened is Donald Trump fired JAG officers. Better?
That is not my claim. That is what happened. Let me
just
bring
said
you up to
that.
speed here because I don't think you're tracking this conversation. You said
Go ahead and
this had
lecture
to
me
go
some
through
more, dude.
legal.
Let it out. Get your
this had to
anger
go through the legal
out.
course of action because the Trump administration did everything by the book. I trust what the Trump administration is doing. That's what you said. To which I responded, "Are you aware that in February of last year, the Trump administration took an axe to the JAG Corps?" You said, "Nope, I didn't know that." Well, then I responded with, "Why on earth would the Trump administration take an axe to the JAG Corps and install sycophants and loyalists if they were doing everything correctly and by the book?"
And my question is, how many
No,
JAG
I want an
officers?
answer. You have not answered the question.
My question needs to be answered to have more
No, it
information to
doesn't.
determine if what you're saying is
It
even
literally
valid.
doesn't. February of February.
You can't have an intellectual conversation.
February
with this
24th,
guy.
2025, 6:22 p.m. Eastern Time from military.com. People are very scared. Trump administration purge of JAG officers raises
Okay, you
legal
win.
ethical
Vic,
fears.
Vic, you win everything about this topic.
I
you
generally
won.
do. So
You
I
won.
need you to answer the question.
You won everything on this topic.
I need you to answer the question.
No, there's no point. You won. You won, dude. You won.
So then, kick rocks.
You
not
can-
an
you
airport.
can-
Thank
you
you
can
for
go
thank
to
you for
bed
admitting that you
happy
have
knowing you
no
won.
valid ground to stand on, and you are in fact regurgitating talking points that you don't know anything about.
No,
I
you just
appreciate the
won't actually
concession.
have a good faith debate with me.
Says
you
the
win.
person who is. This isn't a debate. I don't debate.
You don't
people I
allow
don't
me
respect.
to speak.
This isn't a debate. I don't respect you. I need you to answer the
I
question.
know, you stated
instead
that,
of running away from it.
I can only answer a question you allow me to actually answer. And I
Then
think
answer
it's
it.
pertinent. I think it's pertinent
Then
to the
answer it.
conversation to know the extent of which the JAG Corps was purged. It is your claim that it's purged. I am simply trying to clarify how bad it was and if
Oh,
was
it's
it
the
even in the
trumpet. What-
relevant
what
department
difference does it
areas
make?
that
What
involved
difference does it make if
themselves
it was
with the
20 or
strikes on the
200?
boats. I
What
think
difference does
personally
it make
that's some
if it was
really
20 or
relevant
200?
fucking shit
What
to
difference
know
does it
before
make
I make
if
a
it was 20 or
judgment call on
200?
something. And you didn't
What
give me the
difference
breath
does
to
it
even
make
get
if it
that
was
out.
20
You
or
are a
200?
narcissist operating
What
under a
difference does
bad
it make
faith
if it's
argument
20
because you're
or
fucking
200?
mad at who you are.
Oh no, I don't think you know who I think I am. I love me. I'm my biggest fan, motherfucker.
How hard was that to stay silent during that? Could you even? I don't know. I had to talk over
literally
you.
yapping. So again, what difference does it make if it was 20 or 200?
Thanks, man.
All right,
It matters greatly.
All right,
You're
let me read-
claiming it's a purge. I'm trying to determine the scale of the
It's
fucking
not
purge.
my claim. I read to you the verbatim headline from military.com.
Okay, but yet
I
you
can- I
won't
can
tell me
link
how
you
many
the article.
officers were actually purged. Do you know? Do you know,
Irrelevancy.
Thick? Do you know the answer to that,
I do.
Thick?
I
Thick,
do.
answer my
Relevancy.
question, Thick. Jesus.
I do.
dude.
Relevancy.
You don't. That's why you're
I
not
do.
answering.
Relevancy.
You're
'Cause
operating
it's
in bad
irrelevant.
faith.
It says the person who is refusing to answer the question.
I'll look it up. How many JAG officers were fired under Trump?
You are literally just sprinting away from the question as fast as you possibly can.
I'm actually going deeper on the question.
Now I want you to simply answer the question.
All right.
If the Trump administration wasn't doing anything wrong, why would they get rid of people from the JAG Corps?
It happens all the time.
So again, not answering the question.
Okay, why is it any different? Why should that relevancy?
Why does that matter?
When,
if it happens
because
and there's
it's
precedent
literally
for
relevant to
it, and
your
it happens
point.
all the time,
Okay.
and you won't let me elaborate on the scale,
When did
relevancy.
the Biden administration?
Relevancy,
when did the
sir.
Biden administration get rid of the JAG
Relevancy.
Corps? It's your claim. You said it happens all
Relevancy,
the time.
sir.
It's your
Relevancy.
claim. It's your claim.
Relevancy.
All right,
It's
all right,
literally
all right.
relevancy.
Let
So
me
when did
let
the
me
Biden
let me
Relevancy.
let me put a break in this for a quick
Relevancy.
second. All
You're
right, all
fucking
right,
doing
all
that.
right,
You're the
all
biggest
right,
fucking
all right.
crybaby.
Let me put a break in this. I got to read 2 Venmos. J Ro, thank you for the 2. WJ Ro in the comments. That's JRO. Says I've said this before, but why should we ever take you seriously? You voted for a bigot who mocked a disabled person on camera. You lost us since the start. I got one more to read. Chelsea, thank you for the 2. W Chelsea, that's CHL or CHELSEYW. Thank you. Chelsea, you're the best. Says, I've never heard someone cry so much. Oh my God. Chelsea, thank you. I really appreciate you.
Seriously. You sound like you clap with your fingers spread at this point. I just need you to
What if I
answer the
do,
question
Jake?
directly.
What if I clap with my fingers? What's your point?
You
Other
didn't
than a
say
degrading bad faith comment, what's
you
your
didn't
point?
Oh,
say
no,
you
I...
clap with your fingers. Just FYI.
And still, strong logic in what I asked. All I'm asking is for further clarity on the conversation so I can make the proper judgment.
I will clarify once you answer a question directly.
I've answered many. Re-ask
You
it. Let's try
haven't.
this. Let's try this one more time. Re-ask the question. You said you would answer mine if I answered yours.
Are you incapable of tracking a conversation?
No, I'm just asking for you to re-ask the question so we can start from scratch.
No, I've asked the question 2 times now. You know what
Then
the question
stop asking.
is. No.
That's 2 times too many, brother.
Then stop being a little baby back bitch and answer a question.
What question?
For a guy who literally came up here and
What's
tried
your
to throw his
question?
squat ribbons around like he
Relevancy.
was some sort of Billy
Relevancy.
Badass, you are the biggest bitch up
Relevancy.
here.
Relevancy. What was your question?
I didn't.
You
ask
don't
the
even
question.
remember
I
it.
stated something. I do, Pookie Bear. I remember the question very
Fucking
clearly.
don't.
You evidently
You go onto
don't.
YouTube to look
The
back to see
question
what
that
your
I
own
a-
fucking
the
question was,
that I-
dog.
I'm
My
actually
God,
looking
brother.
it up right. I'm
the
looking it
question
up
that I
right.
asked
Excuse
you.
me. Hang
At
on a
least I
minute.
got a burrito to enjoy.
I'm looking it up right now, and you did in fact say that. I'm going to play it back to you in just a second.
Yeah, guys, as far as the likes, where are we at? 125? We'll do 150, okay? 150 likes. We can get to a new guest. So if you guys want a new one, tap quicker, or there's the 2 other ways to get rid of a guest early. We are looking for opposition, though. If you voted for Trump and disagree with the background, you're Republican, conservative, etc., there's a guest request button. Please go hit that.
I'm still stuck. I'm too stupid to know what the question was. Can someone remind me?
We're wholly aware. You didn't have to announce it to the class.
Okay, well, if that's all it took to get us off that conversation, that topic.
Nope, I'm going to ask it again because clearly you're just an idiot. So
yeah,
if
when
the
you
Trump
when you get
administration
through
is doing
YouTube's
okay,
rewind, let me know
literally
what that
shut
question
the
was.
fuck up. My guy.
What
okay,
was it?
we can.
What was
It's
it?
okay. Here we go.
Relevancy.
I'll just so you don't think that I'm like
Relevancy,
actively
sir.
looking at something.
What was the question?
Here, just so you know that I'm not looking
Point
at
of
anything,
order.
my guy.
Point
so
of
again,
order.
if the Trump administration is doing everything correctly, then why do they have to fire members of the JAG Corps in order to actually get
Relevancy.
the things done that they wanted to do?
I need a point of order. Point of order in the court.
I love how you bitch and
What
moan
was the
about like I
question,
need
dog?
you to respect. I need you to respect me, and I'm gonna
This
act
is
like a
this
child.
is my time, sir. This is my time. What was the question?
You fucking don't know, you twat.
I literally just re-asked it to you.
Fucking relevancy.
Yeah, so here we go.
I was asked, you think it's okay for us to just go kill terrorists? And I stated, yes. We have an entire global war on terrorism through Congress. I have 2 GWATs. Explain that, why they give a ribbon to you for your right, graduating basic training for global war on terrorism.
When did we declare war on Iraq and Afghanistan?
We declared war on global terrorists.
When did we declare?
I think 2020.
When did Congress vote to declare war?
2020.
That's incorrect. The last time Congress voted to declare war was World War II.
I'll look
I
it
later
up.
clarified that I meant 2000s, but
2020
okay.
is wild, by the way, because the global war on terror was like
2001, I know.
Like
Correct.
9/11 was 2009, wasn't it? Or
2001.
2010?
Afghanistan. We invaded our.
I like that you snipped that out right before I said I meant 2001. Like that's some kind of gotcha. I already admitted to that issue.
This is live playback.
Absolutely not.
Sorry. I
She's
meant,
just
I meant
replaying
early
it. You
2000s.
can't snip.
Thank you for just replaying that. Yeah, sorry, I meant early 2000s.
My
Thank you.
statement stands true. I don't know how many times I have to repeat it.
When did Congress vote to declare war on Iraq?
They didn't formally. They passed the Authorization for Use of Military Force Act.
Correct, which was a mistake. We never.
But they did it, and there's been no documentation to end it. Therefore, for the last 20 years, the United States has been at war with global terrorists.
No, even Bush said we weren't at war. It was a police action. We were never at war.
Okay, that's your claim.
No, that's literally the federal government's claim under the Bush administration.
And my argument is they were giving. I was asked. Let me just legality. All that aside. Take all that argument
legality
aside.
Legality is literally what we're talking
I
about.
just want to get my point across, Dick.
Legality aside, because we're literally discussing.
Well, I think you're wrong. I think we're at an impasse, Dick. I think you're going to think what you want to, and I'm going to think what I want to. I'm at least going to clarify why I think it. You can attack it all you want.
This isn't an impasse. I'm talking about.
It is at an impasse. I think you're wrong. I was given ribbons for
I'm
it.
talking about the law.
Okay, but you agree with me. They passed the Authorization for Use of Military Force Act in 2001, after the September 11th attacks, which then authorized the executive branch to use equal force or
Hold on. Be careful with the words that are about to come out of your mouth.
Yeah, I know. Excessive force is the wrong word. I stopped myself. Appropriate force. That's what I was thinking of. Authorize them to use appropriate force.
Hey, my God, stop trying to fucking steamroll. Like you said.
I'm just trying to clarify.
See how rude you sound, Dick?
That was being used by boats.
I love the sound of my voice.
In the ocean south of us.
Yeah, let me.
Equal force. Also, just to clarify.
Equal wasn't right though. I checked
Thing
myself.
as a quote unquote narco-terrorist. You guys just watched a lot of.
I just want to say, so when Thick
Thank you for that. I think that's the most I've ever gotten to hear.
So when Thick said, you're using this as justification for them to BOMB boats, south of the border, you said yes. So you did in fact say that was the justification, the act that was repealed. So please don't lie and say you didn't say it. We've got proof that you did.
Yeah, I already clarified that, Erica. Thank you for at least playing that back because I got to hear the most of that argument. And honestly, Dick, you're rude as fuck.
I just want to point out to you.
I agree with you. I was wrong, Erica. It was taken down and repealed in 2023.
No, but 5 minutes ago, you were saying that was never your argument, which is why I went and found it. You said that was never your argument, and that
That's not the start of my. That's not the start of my claim. I already admitted to being wrong on that. My claim was this.
You are a pretzel at this point, and not one of the tasty ones.
I think you should play that shit back. To be honest with you,
you're not a tasty pretzel. You are what you are attempting to do, and I think it's clear to everybody, is you are. You obviously didn't know that that Doug dual streams on YouTube, and so I can go back while we are live and find out what you said earlier. Because what you claimed was that you never made that claim in the first place, like literally 5 minutes ago, which was when I went back and I looked at the YouTube stream.
If you got to go to such lengths to get a gotcha on me, Erica, you're wasting.
I don't have to go to any lengths to get.
That's a very weak gotcha.
I don't have to go to any lengths to get a gotcha on you.
There is.
Again, I got a gotcha on you at the point where I pointed out to you and everybody else in here that you have presented zero evidence for any of the claims that you have made today. And even when you're asked for evidence, the first thing that you say is, I think, or in my opinion. And unfortunately, your opinion does not represent evidence. It
I'm not
just
an all-seer,
represents
and
your
neither are
opinion.
you, Erica.
Sorry?
I'm not an all-seeing oracle, and neither are you. This is
I
a
haven't.
debate to educate each
No,
other
this is not
and
a
have a
debate.
conversation
This
and
is not
come
a
to
debate.
maybe the middle ground.
This is
not
not
a
right.
debate.
First of all, it's not a debate because debates have rules and they have a moderator and all of that stuff. They have.
Well, it sure as hell isn't a conversation.
Well, no, it is a conversation.
I mean, it is.
Is it?
I mean, you may not like the conversation, but it is.
Conversation without any of the parameters of a good faith discussion?
Conversations don't have
It's not a
150K, new
conversation.
guest, guys. 150K.
I've never ever
Yeah,
entered
you
into
do
a
want to get a new guest
conversation.
in here.
I've never ever. Well, you haven't. You've brought no points. You've just brought opinions. You brought no sources when we have given you multiple sources for the claims that we are making. Once again, if we're arguing in good faith here, then you would be saying things that that you have evidence for, and yet you have no evidence for anything.
You almost slipped. I would be saying things that you agreed with. You almost slipped.
I didn't.
You almost let it slip.
I didn't. First of all,
No, but you almost.
First of all, I didn't almost slip because somebody can say something that's true that I don't like. And I have no problem with people saying things that are true that I don't like. There are a lot of things that are true that I don't like. For example, I don't like it that the officers of your government are unaliving people on the streets, but I have no problem with people saying that, okay? Because it's true. There are a ton of things.
And it makes
people
you
say
feel
that
good
I
to
don't
think it,
like.
doesn't it, Erica?
Sorry?
It makes you feel good to think it, doesn't it? That's why you think
To
it.
think what?
To think negatively, pessimistically.
No, actually,
I think there's a great difference between the right and the left. I
I'm a
think one are
glass-
optimists and one are pessimists.
I'm a glass.
Cool.
That's really weird.
That's
because
incredibly dumb.
if
Well,
you
quit
go
muting
back,
me and I can elaborate.
No, I can elaborate. If you go back and you watch Kamala Harris's like
Word salads.
Don't talk.
Oh,
No,
just because
I
you're
don't-
too
I
stupid to
don't know
understand
how-
her, that doesn't mean it's a word salad. You're just too stupid.
I don't know how you can talk about word salads when Donald Trump is your guy.
I'm
But if
letting
you go back and you watch her stump
letting her talk.
speeches, and you watch her
Berate.
stump speeches, don't unmute yourself. You watch her stump speeches
What, you're gonna
running up to the election.
oh my God, my
I
life.
might.
Don't threaten me.
I'll do
Really
what I
not
want.
To
I'll do
threaten
what I
someone.
want. I'll do what I want.
You
Anyway.
authoritarian dictator.
Yeah, okay.
You named
okay, you're a baby.
You're worse than Trump.
You're a baby.
Oh, well, at least you admit Trump's an authoritarian
point-
dictator.
Yeah, that's true.
My point across
You
very
finally
clearly.
admitted it. There we go.
I'm just gonna keep talking without muting you then. So this is the deal. If you go back and you watch Kamala Harris's stump speeches in the run up to the election, you will find, and if you watch the DNC, that
Feels
what
like
they
the
were
Twitter
talking
file.
about. What they were talking about was community and people working together for the bettering of the United States. What you will see Donald Trump talking about is what a shithole the US has become under Joe Biden. Oh no.
We hit
what a
150K. Yeah, 150K. It's time for him to go. See you, buddy.
Every time somebody mentions like Kamala Harris and like, oh, word salad this,
Yeah.
word salad that,
Such
I
projection.
like to, well, 100%. But my favorite game to play is like reading a Trump quote directly and then asking them what he was talking about. My favorite one in particular is from the town hall in Michigan when he was with Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
I think I already know
One of my
what you're talking
favorites.
about. Is that the one
Is
where
it
he
the
talks?
my favorite one's the childcare one?
Yeah, was that one? Childcare is childcare. Yeah.
No.
It's a different, different word salad.
It's when he's asked what he thinks the biggest threat to the American auto industry is, and he says nuclear weapons. Which, I mean, it isn't technically wrong if we're looking at it like Dark Souls bosses. It's not technically incorrect.
Yeah, it's just really odd when they say that. And also for the person in YouTube, number one, I don't look at the YouTube comments much. I'm 90% of the time looking at TikTok. So you demanding for me to tell you where I served and what what branch I served in to validate you that I am a veteran because you somehow can't take my word. I don't really need to do that, man. I don't need to validate whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. My value, or anyone's value for that matter, isn't based on whether they serve or not, okay? And if you're the party that claims to respect vets and care about vets, you should absolutely respect me, right? And if you want to know the stations I served at, I was at Lackland Air Force Base for basic. I was at Shepherd for tech school. And then I was in Tucson. I was in Tucson at Davis Monthan. So that's where I served. So now you have your answer. There you go.
And I want to point out that we have all seen Dougie in his uniform. So can confirm.
Although the times that when I got demanded to verify that I am a veteran and I showed my uniform, that wasn't good enough because they told me that I can get that at some thrift shop. So that wasn't evidence, apparently. But yes, that was one time. One time I was in my uniform. Although I threw it away, guys.
Technically true, I guess.
I mean, you could. I don't know why somebody would go well out of their way to do that on TikTok, but
why the staffs aren't called? The staffs aren't. Staffs aren't. Staffs aren't.
Guys, the uniform's gone. I'm sorry. I moved recently, and I didn't want to because I have sentimental value to so many fucking things. And I never want to throw shit away. I finally threw my stuff away because it's just not needed. So I threw all my uniforms away.
The only uniform I have anymore is my dress uniform.
Yeah, I mean, I can see why you'd want to keep that one, but anyways, guys, keep tapping and sharing where you are looking for opposition.
It's not even because it has sentimental value. It's just I spent a lot of money on that motherfucker.
Well, it's not too. Yeah. Oh, we have a guest over here.
What's up, Douglas?
Hello. I just need to know your age before we move forward. What's up?
What?
I just need to know your age for TikTok US, and then we can talk.
I'm 29.
Okay, what's up?
It's actually the liberals who are trying to destroy America, and then the right wing kind of blocked them.
How so? How are the liberals trying to destroy America?
Well, what the liberals were trying to do, and not the leftists, but the liberals. Leftists are also bad. But the liberals were undermining democratic norms by trying to prosecute President Trump ahead of the election in a political trial.
Who wants to take this one? I can't.
So typically in a democracy, you don't just prosecute the opposition leader because you disagree with him. But that's what liberals want to do because they don't care about democracy.
He wasn't the opposition leader at the time when all of the prosecution started. He was the former president. He wasn't even running. And arguably, I think there's a strong argument that we can make that the reason that he ran again was to avoid prosecution.
Oh, for
so
sure.
Actually, what happened was he found out that because I don't know if you remember, but he declared that he was going to run like ridiculously early.
Earlier than any other candidate in history has announced it, by a long shot.
So what happened was he found out that these prosecutions were coming down the pipe. And when he found out they were coming down the pipe, that's when he declared that he was going to run again. So actually, you could argue that he's undermining democratic norms by running because he said that Hillary Clinton shouldn't run because there were so many questions about legal issues, and yet he himself ran when there were a ton of questions about legal issues. So that's weird, isn't it?
Because Hillary Clinton was doing actual wrongdoings. He wasn't doing anything wrong.
But don't steal classified documents, and you won't be and you won't have
what
to
they
deal
were
with
doing
that.
is they were timing a trial specifically to be right before the election. They could have done it like a year
You
earlier.
can't control.
but
You
they
can't
timed
control
it
when
to
the trial
affect the
is.
election.
Hold on, we got to correct you.
That's false.
You can go. Yeah, or go ahead.
They timed it.
Hold on.
To affect the election.
No, they didn't. Because first of all, I'm going to say it again. When they were investigating all these things, they didn't know that he was going to run again. He found out that these were coming down the pipe, and that's when he declared he was going to run again. And we can make that argument if you look at the timing of when he declared he was going to run again, which, by the way, I don't know if anyone knows this, it's not in his interest to declare early that he's definitely going to run. Because if he declares early, then any contributions become campaign contributions and they have to be accounted for. Prior to him saying he's going to run, he can keep all that money. So unfortunately for you, the timing is that he found out these were coming down the pipe, and so that he decided to run far earlier than anyone else ever has.
But and also, once again, don't
to say that he's not doing anything illegal is a bonkers statement, because he's actively doing illegal shit now.
So let's say-
during his time as president, because
let's
we
say he
literally
really
look at the fact. I'm still talking. I'm literally still talking.
Well,
in the
I'm
middle
still
of fucking
talking
sentence.
too.
I
So let's
did
say
not
he did
interrupt
do
you.
illegal,
I
that
did
doesn't mean
not
you can time
interrupt
the
you,
trial.
my guy.
User, you can
User,
go
I
after.
didn't interrupt
User,
you. I
user,
did
you can
interrupt
go
you,
after.
user.
You can go after.
Are we getting
Jesus.
upset now?
Oh my! I hope you don't laugh like that in real life. Any fucking
Why are you
way.
getting
We can
so
literally
mad?
look at the fact. I'm not mad. Again, if you think this is mad,
sound
then
very
you
upset.
clearly haven't listened for very long. I am literally talking normal tone and
I thought you were
at any
figuratively
rate.
talking, not literally.
At any rate, so we can literally look at the fact that he is actively committing crimes. I mean, why else would the amount of money that he has made from crypto be entirely in holdings that are outside of the United States, entirely owned by the crypto mogul that he pardoned, and then said, "Well, I don't know who this person is. I don't know anything about it," despite the fact that the CEO of the same company that all of Trump's crypto holdings are in are through his company and outside of the United States of America, where they are not within U.S. jurisdiction, can't be audited, can't be investigated by U.S. But he's just. God, he's made so much fucking money, and I'm sure this is all perfectly on the up and up, right? He's not actively committing crimes at all, right? Not at all.
Now you can go. Okay.
Anyway, the fact is, they did time the trial specifically to be before the election, right? There's no denying that.
No, they didn't.
Okay.
You can say
Respond
he
to
was
what
doing
Thick said.
something wrong. He was doing
Respond to what
something
Thick
criminal.
said.
They
What
should
you're
have tried him
saying.
immediately instead of trying him a month before the election.
We've already gone over that. Respond to what Thick said. You're not responding to anything he said.
I wasn't listening to that guy.
Of
Well,
course
then
you
how
weren't,
can we
because
have a
you
conversation?
literally have nothing to stand on.
Typically, people who know they don't have the
Yeah,
Because
information
he was
to,
talking
to-
while I was talking, boy.
Okay. Well, that sounds like that's an excuse for you to not provide the information for you to quote unquote win. So that doesn't look
I
good
want
for
to
you, buddy.
point out to you as well that you're
what's up?
incorrect. I want to point out to you as well that you're incorrect, because the timing of the trials were completely based upon the fact that Donald Trump kept appealing things and kept going back to them with issues, because he was trying to put the trials off until after the election. So if the trials had just gone forward as and when they were supposed to, they wouldn't have turned out just before the election. They would have
Right.
been
That was
at
Trump's
least
fault.
a year before.
Yep, that was
It
Trump's
was
fault.
100% Trump's fault.
But you're not going to acknowledge that.
Ultimately, it's up to the judiciary how fast they file paperwork, how fast they process
You didn't
things.
respond to
It's
anything she
open-
said. You didn't respond to
it's ultimately
anything
up
she
to the
said.
judge and the
I want you to
judicial
respond to what she said. You're not responding to what she said.
Well, I actually just did, Douglas.
Okay,
You're
but
getting
if he
upset right
did, but would you agree if he didn't appeal, it would have been
now. Why
well?
are you raising your voice, Douglas?
Do you agree that it would have been well over a year before the election if he didn't appeal it numerous times? Yes or no?
No, the judiciary.
Yes or no?
ultimately has
Why
the
not?
power.
So him appealing had nothing to do
I
with
just
it being
answered
pushed back.
yes or no.
But then that doesn't make sense.
I gave a yes or no answer, and then you demanded a yes or no answer right after I gave one.
So wait, are you saying then that the judicial system should have completely ignored his appeals and just said, "Fuck you, we're going to push forward"? With
You
the
guys
case
would
now?
have hated that. You guys would have absolutely hated that. And you know you would have, and that's why you're silent right now, like a fucking wuss.
Yeah, like I'm assuming that's like the only other argument here is that if you think that because of the fact that the cases happened when they did, that you think that the judicial system just should have said, actually, fuck your appeals, we don't care about them, Trump, we're going to do them now. I'm assuming you would have advocated for that.
Yeah, you would have loved that.
The
Every Trump
judicial
supporter
branch,
would have loved that. You're not responding.
Yeah, I'll just let you talk, Doug.
Okay. Every Trump supporter would have loved
I
that,
asked you
right?
a question.
Yeah.
Well, I was trying
I
to
asked
answer,
you a question
but then you were
directly.
talking the
Okay,
whole
great,
time.
great. I'll stop.
No, I
Answer his
asked you a
question.
yes or a no question. I didn't ask you anything about the judicial branch. I
wasn't
asked you a
talking
yes
to
or
you,
no question.
Cockless.
I asked you a yes or no question.
Okay.
So you can either answer the question, or I'll just straight up send the 2 galaxies now to get you dropped.
You're gonna give this guy money just to drop me? That's crazy.
Or just answer the question.
Do you think Douglas needs your money? Douglas, are you down that
Why
bad?
don't you just answer the question? You're trying to push it off. Answer the question.
Hey Douglas, I can give you a nickel right now.
Answer the question. Show us that you're not trying to push it off. So that you actually know about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a nickel, Douglas.
Okay, so you're just telling us that you know nothing about this and you don't have the ability whatsoever
you rattled the
to
tin
combat
can,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, goodbye. Dickless, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
I just sit on coins, my guy. Like, I don't give a fuck.
I appreciate you, man. If you're gonna do what he did, it's a very obvious sign that you don't have the information to combat what Thick said. If you're just gonna try to make excuses. W Thick in the comments, guys. We only have 7 new followers for the live. That's crazy, guys. There are 400 people in here. I know not all 400 of you follow me. There's at least 100 of you who don't follow me. You better click that follow button. Thank you, Dragonheart. Thank you.
Or else.
or else, exactly. We are looking for opposition. All right, opposition being if you disagree with the background, there is a request button there. Go ahead and click that. Grant B, thank you so much for following me. I appreciate you. It is a rough life, I would agree. Jared, sometimes it's a friendly fire when friendlies get invited, or sometimes it's just an accident because we're clicking through stuff. Dan, thank you. Appreciate the follow. Thank you, thank you. And for the people on... Oop, it's loading for some reason. If you're watching me on the tube right now, please hit the subscribe button. I think it's in the top right. Oh, gosh. Does it count if you unfollow and follow me now?
Can I just point out, presidents normally declare, or presidential candidates normally declare 1 year and 7 months before a presidential election. Donald Trump declared in December 2022 for the 2024 election, which is 1 year, 11 months prior to the election. His first criminal indictment was March the following year, which if he declared at the right time when people normally
it would have been
declare,
after. Yeah.
he wouldn't have declared till after that. So there's a very strong argument that he. By the way, this is the date that he was indicted, not the date that they first filed that they were going to indict him. Because I think they filed in the December the year before, so it was the same month as they filed.
And ultimately, don't do illegal things, especially if you're the president, and then you won't get indictments. Don't take classified documents and refuse to give them back. Right? That's on you, man. Don't try to steal an election, and you won't have indictments against you. That's on you. That's easily preventable.
I just want to point out, Corey, when something's an opinion of mine, I state that it's an opinion, which is why I said there's a strong argument. I never stated it was fact. However, it doesn't look great for him.
Right. Yeah, not least bit. Yes, and also don't grate people 100%. That's a pretty easy thing to not do, right? It's actually very easy. You just don't do it. It takes less effort to do that, or to not do that, than it is to do that. So, just be a decent person. And don't
I feel like that's a that is a pretty easily obtainable bar right there.
just don't do a very shitty thing. God damn. All right, guys. Again, we are looking for opposition. Oh, God. Erica Supreme is back. You remember him?
Oh, let Thick talk to him.
I mean, sure. Good luck with this one, man.
You can have this one, Thick, bro.
Hey, Supreme,
what
just let us know your age. I know you were here before, but just tell us your age.
Oh yeah, man. No worries. So I'm 21. Yeah.
All right. Go ahead. You can say whatever you want.
I don't like this conversation already.
Oh yeah, I agree with I disagree with this statement. I think Trump's making America better, like with deporting ICE and all that.
We're deporting ICE? When did we start deporting ICE? When did we start? Because, I'm on board with this one. This might be the first Trump thing where I'm like, actually, fam? Actually? I fucks with that.
All the ICE people that aren't white, they're deporting them.
I don't think you know.
Oh,
what
so you
you're
are
saying.
racist. Cool.
No, I'm not racist. I'm just saying, America's for white people, so if you're not white, get the fuck out.
Yeah, so you're racist.
No, I think you're just an idiot.
No, you've just admitted to being racist.
The whole liberal mindset.
Where does it say America? Where does it say America's for white people? Can you point to the?
Disagree with me, so you're racist.
Can you point to me where?
I'm also not a liberal, for clarification.
Oh, good for you.
I'm not a liberal. I'm worse.
Oh, good for you. What are you, black?
So you are racist.
You're making everything about skin color.
Oh, I'm just saying because that's a big issue right now.
You literally just said that you think black people are worse than liberals.
Oh yeah, I agree.
So you're racist.
No.
So
yes.
Then why are black people worse than liberals?
Because same reason, same excuse as to why whites don't belong in Africa. They're just not as poor as them.
I don't know what to do here.
Sorry, was that? Can someone clarify for me? Was that English? Because it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, I'm saying you should stay in the country that your skin color is majority.
But you're not in the country that your skin color.
Oh yes, I am. America's for whites.
No, you're not. No. No.
It's definitely not for blacks. I'll tell you that.
Indigenous people.
Yeah, so you're
an
racist.
Indigenous person.
You're racist. Oh, whoa,
you're not an Indigenous person, are you?
You're racist. Oh.
Yeah, you are racist.
All right.
You like using that word a lot.
Dude, you were insufferable before. I don't know what the fuck happened in that meantime, but you're exponentially more insufferable now. I can't have you up if you're just going to be extremely racist. I'm going to have to drop you. This is incredibly worse than how you were before. Before, at least he wasn't explicitly racist. I don't even think we were talking about race before. I think he just came up here rage bait, honestly.
Rage bait used to be good.
Well, yeah, if you're good at it and you're not a shitty person because of the rage bait, yeah, Supreme, you're not coming up.
Right, well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, when I say rage bait used to be good, I mean 2015 era rage bait used to be good. Yeah. Pedro is a good example of good rage bait. I miss Pedro.
Who's Pedro?
Pedro is good rage bait. Pedro is a guy from Sweden or Norway, I think, is where he's from. And he will hop on one of his mini accounts. His name's not actually Pedro. I don't know what his name is, but he will just hop up on one of his mini accounts and he will just be silent for a moment. And then he'll just go, Pedro. Pedro. And that's all he says.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that is pretty funny.
I just want to point out at this juncture when that guy said that he could remember Obama's whole presidency. And now because he wouldn't tell us his age, he said he was in his 20s. And I would grant him that if he were 27, 28, maybe. But being 21, that means he was 13 when Obama left the presidency, which means that those news articles that I brought up from 2015, he was 11. So no, he wouldn't have remembered people protesting Obama for deportations because he wasn't old enough.
All right. Again, opposition hits the request button. I'll give it a little more to see if guests come on up. If not, I'll probably wrap this up, guys. Where the fuck did that clip go? The fuck? Where did it disappear? Guys, that clip had just fucking disappeared. Where did it go?
What'd you do?
Oh shit! There it is. The clip I've been
What'd you
playing
do?
with. Little purple clip. I dropped it and I couldn't
Oh,
find
okay.
it. Have you ever had that where you drop something and it just disappears into the ether? Like it seems to like seems
My
like
brother in
disappear.
Christ, my brother in Christ. I have ADHD. I've lost my phone while staring at it. What are you talking about?
That's happened to me before.
I was reading a book to my class the other day, and I put on a pair of glasses so that I could read the words, because that's important when you're reading to people. And then realised I not only had a pair of glasses on my face, but I also had a pair of glasses on the top of my head. So I was reading
yeah.
to them with 2 pairs of glasses on at the same
Erica
time.
fucking seeing in 4K.
Exactly.
So, fun fact. I was looking. So we all know the SAVE Act and how terrible it is, right? And how
for
it's
sure.
literally just targeting predominantly marginalized communities and married women in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you guys are aware of this. One, only about 50% of Americans have passports, right? It's really not that many Americans that hold passports. It's only about 50%. Do you know what states have the majority of passport holders?
I'm going to say it's blue states.
It is in fact blue states. It is in fact blue states.
All right. Yeah, but
the only like weird exception is like Texas, but Texas is also there are more registered Democrats in Texas than there are registered Republicans. Texas is just gerrymandered to shit. So this is one of those bills that like it's. I mean, if it happens, like it's gonna backfire. Like,
Well, Thick, I'd like to draw everyone's attention at this juncture to when our Conservative government brought in voter ID for the first time. And it wasn't many, it was only a few years ago. So they brought in voter ID for the first time. And what they found, Jacob Rees-Mogg, who was a Conservative MP, like literally stated this. He said, we brought in voter ID, and actually by doing so, we shot ourselves in the foot, because what we didn't realise was that the majority of people who didn't have photo ID were actually elderly people who are more likely to vote Conservative, because they weren't going on vacations using a passport. They'd given up driving licenses because they either got bus passes or they didn't need to, like they couldn't drive anymore. So the people that they actually stopped from voting were a completely different group of people than they thought they were going to stop from voting.
But what are the chances it goes through the Senate anyhow?
I
pretty
don't know.
low. I honestly think pretty low.
The issue, what I'm scared of, is if they happen to do it right before the election, which I think is part of their plan.
Well, one, I think, especially depending on how Florida goes in particular, because Northern Florida is a lot of people are going to be watching the special election in Northern Florida over the next couple of months, because it is the Republicans can't afford to lose a House seat, and if that seat goes blue, you're fucked. No more majority in both houses. But anybody that says, well, like on its face, voter ID sounds like a great thing, right? On its face, it sounds like a good idea. I won't even deny that. Of course, you would want like your voting system to be safe and secure. And of course you would only want people voting in the system that are allowed to vote. Of course you do. Like, nothing about that sounds bad until you, like, zoom out for a second. And we can look at Wisconsin in 2012, which closed down all of their ID facilities except one non-driver's license ID issuing facility. And that ID issuing facility was only open on the 5th Wednesday of every month. And do you know how many months in the year 2012 had a 5th Wednesday?
How many?
4. So that place was just not, it just wasn't open at all for people to get their photo ID, non-driver's licenses for all of those communities. Like, we can also look at, I believe it was either Louisiana or it was Alabama, I forget. One of them was sued because they shut down a fuck ton of their DMVs in lower income areas in the state, and the state was sued because of it, because they shut down ID facilities specifically because of that kind of thing. So I mean, on its face it sounds like a great idea until you look at how that's actually implemented. If that's what you want to do, make issuing photo IDs free.
So when they brought in ID to vote, so that it didn't become a poll tax, because I don't know how much it is to get a passport in the US. And to get a driving license. I mean, driving licenses aren't that expensive.
I think it was
a passport's a little over 100, I believe, on average.
I think my passport
120-ish.
I think my passport was like a buck. I think because I got it expedited, it was like $1.40, $1.50.
Okay, yeah,
I see.
Well, yeah, I think it depends, but 130, 140, 150. Yeah.
So here I think it's about £150 to get a passport now, but what the government did was they issued anyone who applied for one, they issued them with a free voting certificate, because first of all, not everybody drives, particularly if you're in somewhere like London. There's a whole ton of people in London who don't need to drive because it has great public transport. And in fact, this whole country has relatively good public transport, not as good as, France or Germany, but still far better than the US. So they issued people with a free voter certificate if they didn't have any a driving license or a passport, which is what they need to do. They need to put a free option in place for people who don't have those things.
I agree. I think drivers, sure, if we want, I can't even really make the argument that driver's licenses should be free. I can't even really make that argument, right? Just from a sheer, if we want to get real fucking nitty gritty about it, whatever. But state IDs, no, those should absolutely be free. State IDs should 100% be free. If you're going to require people to have photo IDs of any kind, state IDs should just be free. Point blank, period.
I'm now going to chew out someone called Stephen Schroeder's in the comments, because Stephen is saying, no, nothing in life is free. Voting is, and it should be. Otherwise, it's called a poll tax. You cannot charge people to vote in an election. I don't know if it's US law that you can't charge people to vote in an election, but you can't charge people to vote in an election. Oh, there we go. It's in the Constitution. So no, Stephen, you can't charge people to vote in an election. Okay, so Stephen doesn't like the Constitution. Got you, Stephen. Cool.
Yeah, but they don't understand to say that, because I was looking through a bunch of comments just on posts on social media, and they just thought it was simple as showing your was it the marriage license? That's what's called, right? But that's not just what you would need. They think you can just show that and things would be okay.
Yeah, no, that's not covered.
Right, because people in the comment section of some of these posts were asking, "Hey, where is that shown that you can provide that and that constitutes as a legal document?" Nobody was able to provide that. Nobody was able to provide that because it doesn't exist. That's not a document that can be. Yeah.
Stephen, hate to break this to you, but you can't pass any laws unless you happen to be a member of Congress. You saying I will pass a law. First of all, even if Congress pass a law that is unconstitutional, the Supreme Court, like, that's what the Supreme Court are for, my love. I don't know. It sounds to me like you're either not American or you don't know anything about the Constitution.
I also like the secondary and tertiary order of effects when the SAVE Act. Like if you just think about it and you follow it to its most logical conclusion, it becomes frightening because like how like I don't know if everybody here knows this or not, but like your passport is approved by the Secretary of State. Like that's who says that your passport is valid. So currently it's Marco Rubio, right? But what's stopping, like in a hypothetical world where like the next president rolls around and it's Mecca Joe Biden and he's back and he's not fucking around this time, and like his fucking Secretary of State, fucking turbo leftist AOC decides that all Republican passports are no longer valid. They've all been marked stolen. Well, now none of you can vote. Congratulations, you've just activated your own trap card. Like it's not good for anybody.
I have a wild theory.
Let's
Does
hear it.
anyone want to hear my wild theory?
Sure.
Okay, I think just before the World Cup, Donald Trump will stop anybody coming into the country from like any of the other countries that are participating in the World Cup, so that the US can just declare itself the winner of the World Cup because nobody else showed up.
When is the World Cup?
This summer.
Man, don't think I ever wished for a medical crisis so badly in my life.
Peabody, I see your I see your thing.
whoever
I'll get
wins-
to it in a second here.
Sorry, Doug, you're I can't see when you're about to talk because you keep freezing.
Oh shit! Sorry. I'm
It's
good
not
though.
your
You can
voice,
talk.
it's just the picture.
Yeah, I know. You can talk though. You're good.
Okay. I was just gonna say, I mean, there's already gonna be a game in New York. There's already gonna be a game in New York where Brazil are playing. It's and I can't remember what country it is, but a country from Africa, and that country, both that country and Brazil, are on Donald Trump's list of countries that can't apply for a US visa. So already that game's gonna be shit, because the whole thing about what makes a football game good is the fans of the actual country. Why would I worry about Australia? Random person in the comments. Or England, or
here,
any
let's-
other English-speaking country.
Peabody sent me a video, kind of going over the SAVE Act. We can watch it. Give me just 1 second to pull it up over here. I think this will be good for everybody.
I'm gonna go, Dougie. I'm gonna take the dog out, and then
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
probably
go to
late there,
bed.
huh?
Yeah, it's probably late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay,
That's fine.
love you
All right.
all.
All right,
Bye.
Erica, take care. All right, let me just make sure you guys can see that. Let me pull
Bye,
up.
Erica.
Can you guys all see this? Is it on? Because it always looks different on the studio than it does on the phone. I just want to pull up my phone. Okay, yeah, you guys can see. Perfect. All right, let me go ahead and play it. Shit, how do I turn the sound on here, though? Oh, I see. God damn, it's not letting me scroll down to get to the sound. Fuck. See how it's right there? It's letting me do this, and it goes right back up. Fuck. This isn't... Oh, there we go, there we go. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys, I'm acting like an idiot here. You guys can hear it, right? You guys hear it? You guys can't hear? Fuck! The sound is on. Everything is on.
Yeah, I don't hear it either.
Oh, shit. I'll just do it on my phone. I'll do it on my phone. Sorry, guys. I'm, like, really inept when it comes to technology. You guys know this. All right. Let me do it on my phone.
I'm going to drop and go eat something, so I'll catch
Yeah.
you later.
All right, man. Take care. All right, guys. I'll do it right here. Sorry. You guys all know I'm really dumb when it comes. I'm a boomer. In heart, I am. Is it in general chat? General chat? Where the fuck did it go? Where did I see it here? Live chat. Okay. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna drive myself crazy. Oh, here it is. Okay.
Save Act bill. Yeah, I am still getting ridiculous comments on, oh, but I have a real ID, so that's going to work.
All right, here we go.
No, had an entire year to read the Save Act bill. Yeah, I am still getting ridiculous comments on, oh, but I have a real ID, so that's going to work. No, babe, it's not. So here's a repost from last year. Tell me you didn't read the Save Act bill without telling me you did not read the Save Act bill. It needs to indicate that you are a citizen of the United States. Fun fact, your license is not proof of U.S. citizenship. Only enhanced driver's license show proof of citizenship, and that is only offered in 5 states. Here is the link for that. And your marriage license isn't documented proof of citizenship. And because a lot of women do not have birth certificates, they have lost it, they have misplaced it, people would have to go and rebuy a birth certificate, or they would have to get a passport, which costs extra money. Let's not forget that a lot of women that are married do not have a name that matches their birth certificate anymore. Long story short, women will have to jump through hoops in order to vote. Babe, that's voter suppression. Okay, go read the damn bill. Y'all have had an entire year to read the Save Act bill. Yeah, I am still getting ridiculous comments on, oh, but I have a real
Do this
ID, so
yeah, all right.
that's good.
There you go. Sorry, guys. Sorry it took me so fucking long. And I'm not literally a boomer. I'm just a boomer at heart. Well, Peter, if you think it's not true, then provide counter information. Don't just say it's not true. Why don't you come on up, provide actual evidence of your claims? This is your chance to do it. I don't think you're going to do it, though. Anyways, I will likely wrap this up unless Peter decides to come on up. Yes, I'm your guys' boomer. Yeah, Jirene, once again, you can also provide the counter information. I don't know why you guys constantly, especially when it comes to this, on Facebook, Instagram here, I'll see conservatives saying, no, that's not true, but I've never seen a single one of them provide evidence, counter evidence. And let's raid Brandon, God of Logic, guys. Let's go ahead and raid him. So everybody on TikTok, go to Brandon's live. His name's God of Logic. Please do follow him, rate him, etc. Make sure you guys all follow me on TikTok. Again, I know there's a bunch of people watching who don't follow me. Just click the red follow button. It's very easy to move your finger up there. And those on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to me. That's also very easy for you to do. And vice versa. YouTubers, follow me on TikTok. TikTokers, follow me on YouTube. The link is in my bio, my TikTok bio. Make sure you guys all join Discord. The link is also in my bio. If the link doesn't work, then just shoot me a message. I'll give you a link that works. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to say. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Appreciate everybody who engaged, everybody who sent Venmo, PayPal, etc. You guys are all very, very, very nice for that. I'll be live at some point tomorrow. I'll let you guys know in Discord, so please do join it. We have a good group of people there. If you don't want to join it, you can also look at my bulletin board on TikTok when I announce when I go live. Okay? All right, everybody. Take care. Enjoy Brandon's live. It's God of Logic.